It is 6 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. Roxanne, glad you could be here on time. Fester's a whole different story. Where the hell is he?
I'm sure he'll be making his way in the world down the hall any moment.
Well, it's 6 o'clock exactly, and there is no sign of Fester. Did he have another colonoscopy this morning? Was it a follow-up?
Yeah, he had a quick follow-up.
Yes, we found one polyp. We need to see you in 38 hours.
Here he is.
Oh, here he is.
Here he is.
I thought maybe you had another colonoscopy scheduled this morning.
I wish. Ugh.
Yeah, why are you all out of sorts? You're all huffing and puffing. I mean, I know that's just a regular walk for you typically, but what's going on?
It's a regular walk. You know, it's amazing when you live on the razor's edge like I do on time. One traffic light.
Isn't that the
One
truth?
traffic light screws up the whole plan.
Do you like living on the razor's edge? Because I kind of like it and I kind of hate it, but I'm with you.
No,
I'm with you on it.
How about
you like the danger?
How about not living on the razor's edge? First of all, what the hell is the razor's edge?
I like it. I'm going to use it.
Razor's edge.
Listen, I know what it means, but is that from anything? Is that like from some famous movie or the living on the razor's? Can you do me a favor? Google that for me quickly.
Sure.
Let me find the origin of living on the razor's edge.
And can I tell you, I've never used that expression before.
Also,
oh, it is a thing. It's a thing. Okay.
While you're living on the razor's edge, can you also live on putting a whole bunch of new C batteries in my megaphone?
So we have a budgetary issue where we don't afford batteries around here.
It's pretty much par for the course in radio these days.
Yeah.
But maybe we need to ask listeners again. Have the hiccup. Sorry. Maybe. Excuse me. Maybe we need to ask listeners again to send us like an Amazon Basics order of batteries.
Hey, Brad Green, if you're listening.
Oh, yeah.
I think Brad Green or Brian Green, Brad Green, a listener.
Was he the one that sent the batteries last time?
He actually was the catalyst that started MJ mystery merch.
Oh, mystery merch where people just sending us stuff in the mail.
But it all started with Brad's batteries.
Also, Brad, this time around, if you could send like Duracell and not like Amazon Basics.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so Brad, if you're going to send us a whole bunch of new C batteries for my megaphone, which let me hold this up to MJ TV, which is totally dead. So yeah, there's just no. I mean, there's nothing. I mean these batteries. So and this megaphone that I'm holding up, this thing takes what, like 6 of them?
yeah.
Yep.
And it drinks the batteries. I mean, they really go through the
Yeah,
batteries.
what's going on? What kind of schmucko engineer designed this thing? What kind of an electrical circuit idiot designed this megaphone which sucks through batteries like you wouldn't believe? Anyway, yes, don't send me Amazon Basic C cells. Send me like a higher quality Duracell brand, if you don't mind. All right, so what's this Razor's Edge thing? What'd you find? Wait a minute, you're on an AC/DC appreciation website?
Yeah,
And-
but the title of this forum is the origin of the phrase Razor's Edge. And apparently it comes from, according to this acdcfans.net
Yeah.
forum site, it comes from farmers who would have a sunny day and know it would be a good day with a hot sun, and then all of a sudden in the distance you can see a black cloud coming over the horizon, ominous.
What?
I don't know. I mean,
What the hell are you talking
I don't
about?
know. I'm trying
Hey,
to look
how
it
about
up.
not getting our answer from a AC/DC fan appreciation website?
It's the first thing that pops up.
That's
in Google.
AI because it's AI.
No, right here. Living on the Razor's Edge origin.
All right, hold on a minute. So what's the AI deal? Is that not?
That's a bunch of
Hold on a minute,
gobbledygook.
folks. If you've noticed, when you do searches on Google these days, you get a lot of AI generated. It's the AI overview where obviously the algorithm picks something that they think answers your question best.
Generally, it does.
All right, the phrase living on the razor's edge means to be in a dangerous or precarious situation. I know that.
Yeah.
I know what it means. Where the hell did it come from? For example, you might describe someone as a thrill seeker who likes living on the razor's edge. The phrase may also refer to a position of careful balance, such as the country's future is balanced on the razor's edge.
That's true.
The phrase, here we go. The phrase may come from a translation of a verse in Katha Upanishad, which is paraphrased in the epigraph of the Razor's Edge novel by W. Somerset Maugham. The sharp edge of a razor is difficult to pass over. Thus, the wise say the path to salvation is hard. The Razor's Edge has been adapted into a film twice, in 1946 and 1984, of which I've seen neither.
Huh.
That's a bunch of gobbledygook from AI.
Yeah. Wow.
People are getting, I did read a story the other day. People were getting tired of AI speak, so that's good. They're
Gotcha.
starting to say this is garbage. I found a way to use it in a sentence, but I think Fester just did eloquently earlier as he
What,
came
the
in.
Razor's Edge?
Yeah, just like you like him because he's the bad boy who dances on the razor's edge with his motorcycle.
Yes.
Fester's
that's
like one of the McGuire twins on a little motorcycle,
I'm like the bad boy. Yeah.
hanging off like that Guinness picture from yesteryear. All right, we have a little bit of everything today. It's we're living on the razor's edge today on the MJ Morning Show at 6:06. Hey, they say the quarter pounders back everywhere, but we weren't affected really in Florida by the E. coli deal. And again, McDonald's came out and said, "Hey, we've narrowed it down. It's definitely not the beef." Well, we knew that early on. Last week they were saying it was the freaking onions. I guess the sliced up onions come from some vendor in California or something, and that's where I think the fingers were pointed. So quarter pounder is back on the menu after testing ruled out the beef patties, but we mentioned that last week that was ruled out. We've got a physical test today. Fester, it's funny you sent that to me because I found that actually I saw that over the weekend, and I had that in the pile yesterday.
Oh.
Just didn't get around to it.
Is it an age thing?
It is it's more of a health thing.
Health age,
We've got a health test Yeah, well, age is a factor. It's the leg test. Is that what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
Yeah, I saw that too this weekend. I mean, it's been around for a while, but for some
Yeah.
reason it popped up this weekend.
All right, we're gonna 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 we're gonna do that today.
Okay.
We're gonna do the leg stand health/age test. So that's coming up. Oh, and how about Tom Brady and Giselle Bundchen?
That was some big news.
Man, so Giselle Bundchen apparently is pregnant.
Tom has nothing to do with it.
Jiu-jitsu boys are swimming apparently.
Yeah, she's 43 years old.
Yeah, 43 or 44?
44,
Yeah, I thought she was 44.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Giselle Bundchen allegedly pregnant at 44 with the jiu-jitsu instructor's baby. And I know they're divorced, but I mean, Tom's got to be, thinking about, man, some other guys up in that stuff,
You're divorced, you're divorced.
I get it, but listen, it's got to bother Tom. You think he's totally written it off?
I don't think Tom has taken a vow of celibacy in this divorce. I mean, what's the deal?
Boy, when there's smoke, there's fire. That was true with the two of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, you don't hear much about Tom Brady and who he's dating, right?
No, you never hear about who he's dating, but you do see him on Fox all the time.
Well, that's because he's being paid a ridiculous, obscene amount of money for what he's doing. I mean, come on. It's like taking baby from it's like taking candy.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say it's like taking candy from a baby, but it's even easier than that. What's easier than taking candy from a fetus? I mean, what is?
That would actually seem complicated.
My God. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff today. We're going to be swerving all over the place today. At 6:09, we're just getting rolling. It's the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM, Q105. Shriner's got traffic. 105. It's 104.7 FM. Hey, everybody. Tuesday, and we're 1 week away from the election. Oh, boy. I have an election stress story I want to get to later on. And, Fester, I want to kind of target this toward you.
Okay.
But 1 week away, 1 week from today is Election Day. Of course, early voting opened up a little bit ago, and you can early vote, or you can vote on Election Day.
So I went by my early voting polling place yesterday.
Mm-hmm. What, just to visit, just to scope it out, just to...
The plan was to vote.
Oh, okay.
But the line was pretty long.
Wow.
It was maybe 40 people in line. And I'm thinking, my civic duty is not worth waiting in line for 40 people.
Stop.
You really might be better off time-wise going to your polling place on Election Day when they're everywhere and 40 or 50% of the people have already voted.
Yeah, you're not filtering a whole lot of people from their typical precinct to an early voting location. But listen, 40 people in line? Come on, that would have, if you would have been there for 10 minutes, maybe.
Got time
Come
for
on.
that.
I ain't got time for that.
I ain't got time for that.
Nobody got time for that.
I always like to vote on Election Day, and I've never had to wait.
Yeah, I mean, very short lines because the precincts are everywhere.
Yeah.
Every zip code seems to have two of them.
I typically have voted on Election Day, and my theory was, what if something happens? You know, you vote a couple of weeks early, and then there's some kind of surprise that comes out, and,
Just in case you want to make a last-minute decision, wait till the very last minute. Vote on Election Day.
Well,
Good
we'll
point. I never
tell you,
thought about it. Good
there
point.
are definitely a few things I'm not making any last-minute decision on, but I sort of got in the habit of voting on Election Day, but last couple of cycles, Michelle and I did early voting by a couple of days, or, like the last day or a couple of days before the early voting had actually shut off. All right, so I got this food item, and I've been aware of this for a long, long time. This is not new. I'm not a Johnny-come-lately. Don't say, oh, MJ, hey, where you been? This has been discussed for years. I know, because we discussed this before, years and years and years ago. We're talking a long time ago when it was the old MJ morning show on Gandhi at our old company. And it's ordering lemon at a restaurant to put in your water. Fess, you remember we talked about this because I'm a lemon water guy. I don't drink a lot of soft drinks. I might have one or two soft drinks a year. I'm not talking about a week, a month. I'm talking about a year. Now, do I like a good frothy cold root beer? A Dr. Brown's cream soda, an IBC root beer, or an ice cold Coke. Of course I do. I just don't drink a lot of soda. What I do is I drink a lot of sparkling water, and I'll put some lemon in there. Now I use at home I'm doing my own stuff, but the deal with lemon, and this is kind of coming back around. I don't know where I saw this, but it was a server warns about ordering lemon at a restaurant, and the whole premise is that the lemons a lot of times are cut up by the servers, and their hands are not washed, and they're filthy, and all kinds of just slime and grime and germs, and unwashed hands are touching money and everything else, and then
People's credit cards,
touching lemons, everything.
Everything, yeah, sure.
Yeah, so this was a new video that's making the rounds on social media. Oh, that's where I saw it. It was a video on social media. Hey, I'm a server, and this is why you shouldn't order lemon at a restaurant, because a lot of times the servers are cutting up the lemons and then handling them, and they haven't washed their hands, and so listen, I'm aware of this. They're touching money, they're changing other people's plates, they're bussing or pre-bussing, they're touching everything, and then they're grabbing the lemons. Yeah, servers do sanitize their hands, this person says, but not enough to nullify the lemon grossness. Why is this server making the warning? She said that you need to consider before you ask for lemon, because a lot of times the servers cut the lemons themselves, and the servers are required to cut the lemons. And I cut lemons always with gloves on, but I can't account for everybody else.
Do we have the audio of the server that you saw?
I mean, there was a video, but
Okay.
it wasn't that great.
So,
yeah, the audio was not great.
I'm obviously wrong to assume that lemons self-clean because of the citric acid.
The acidity is what you're saying?
yes.
Because of the pH of the lemon?
And when you think of one of the freshest scents, lemony.
Lemony.
A lemony scent.
Lemony?
Right.
Yeah, you got it.
It seems so unnatural.
Doesn't sound right.
Lemony fresh is the freshest of the scents. I prefer the scent of lemon over all the other citric products.
You prefer lemony scents over lime?
Yeah.
Lemon.
No, I like lime. I love.
You like
I
lime?
like lemon and lime. I like both. That's both. BOF. Both.
Are we talking about in your drink or scents?
No. I like in drinks. I like lemon and lime.
Oh.
And when I open up a bottle of sparkling water at the house, I have lemon and lime that I'll put a couple of squeezes in.
You ever notice?
Sometimes fresh, but a lot of times I buy the
Bottles,
the concentrate,
That works.
just drop some drops of lemon and lime. But listen, the acidity, and if I were to guess, a lemon is very acidic. If I were to guess, the pH of a lemon is probably about 2. So it's on the acidics. Fester,
It's not basic. It's acidic.
do me a favor. Could you look up the acidity, the pH of a lemon? I think it's around 2. But no, an acidic product, Fester, is not going to self-clean.
Lemons
What is
pH
Yep.
between a 2 and a 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
good job.
Yeah, so it's a very acidic item. But
How do you just randomly know acidic item numbers, pH numbers?
just
a
I don't
catalog
know.
of-
Just a guess, or maybe I learned that along the way, and I stored it for future use, like a squirrel storing nuts for the winter. I don't know.
It's amazing the things I hear one time in my whole life, and it just stays somewhere in a Rolodex I could pull out sometime. You never see like Pine Sol lime scent.
Just lemon.
It's always lemon. It's always lemon-y.
Anyway,
not limey.
So heads up, ordering lemons at a restaurant for your water. This server says,
All right.
caution, warning, they're filthy. Warning, lemon, filth and muck. All right, speaking of food, we have another Boar's Head offshoot story. Did you see? This is a Florida story.
Is the one from Brooksville?
Yeah.
Vegas?
Yeah, Brooksville. And I had this in the pile. I just didn't get to this. I think I had this last week, actually. I think I might have had this for Friday's show. But a claim is being made that a retired veteran, 79, that he died after eating boar's head meat. And I don't believe this was because of the listeria outbreak from that Jarrett, Virginia plant with the liverwurst. This is something else. Retired Air Force veteran Otis Adams Jr. died back in May. Mm-hmm. So this would be prior to the current listeria fear and outbreak and that whole boar's head problem. The claim is that he died in May after he bought tainted meat.
So he had a ham and cheese sandwich.
Yeah, he had a ham. So the claim is that he died because of contamination from boar's head, a different product, I'll get to that in a second, that was purchased at a Publix deli. Now, how do they know that it was that food item? I don't know. With the current outbreak, they were able to, I think, do tests and existing product that was around and found the listeria. But how do you know that he got listeria or he had a bacterial contamination from a food item? And this goes back to May. How do you know that?
I mean, the CDC doesn't acknowledge their timeline because the food that was tainted was produced between June 11th and July 17th.
Right. And that was a different product than what they're claiming. This guy in Brooksville apparently had a boar's head ham product. I just don't know how you narrow that down. So lawsuit was filed in Sarasota County.
You know who his attorney is, right?
Yeah, Morgan & Morgan.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. So Sarasota, that's where Boar's Head is based. That's where, I didn't even know that. Boar's Head, the company, the corporate offices are in Sarasota. So that's where they filed the lawsuit in the 12th Judicial Circuit. Boar's Head recalled 7 million pounds of meats and cheeses in July after many fell ill, and I think at least 10 people died. But that outbreak, that was blamed on the liverwurst made at this horrifically filthy, dirty, roach-infested factory in Jarrett, Virginia. But the claim here is that Adams did not eat liverwurst. Around April 12th, Adams' wife, Judith, bought Boar's Head Tavern ham and Boar's Head Yellow American cheese at a Publix for her husband. We buy Boar's Head White American all the time. We always have a pound of Boar's Head White American in my fridge. I have some right now and have never, ever fallen ill. I've never had any issue with Boar's Head White American cheese, and I like it.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with any of Boar's Head's products before this listeria
So
thing.
2 weeks later, apparently she bought more Boar's Head Tavern ham for her husband from the same Publix. Adams ate the Boar's Head ham over the next few days and then became ill, experiencing weakness, diarrhea, fatigue, and a fever. His sickness progressed, infecting his blood and causing him to develop meningitis and sepsis. I don't know how, and Morgan is representing them. We allege that his painful, untimely death was completely preventable, but how are they able to pinpoint the Boar's Head products for that?
Yeah. I have a general question about listeria, too. Is that something...
That's funny because I have a general question about Listerine. All right, go ahead.
Is that something that it's in the product, you're going to get it, it's quote unquote fresh, and you're eating a fresh piece of meat, but the listeria is in there? Or is listeria one of those things that develops after the meat has been sitting in your fridge for a while?
I think it is because of the conditions at the facility. The listeria bacteria is in the food. It's not like...
It's not like something that comes because then it makes you wonder, all right, well, did these, what would the defense be? That it wasn't eaten in a timely fashion? That it,
it happens at the time of production.
It happened at the time of production.
That's like when the facilities get
yeah,
clean.
Exactly. All right, 6:33. All right, hold on a sec. Can you save that till after the break? I'm running late. Yeah, just Andrew wants me to take a phone call, and I'll do it right after the break. Hold on, and then early morons in the news next. Got some good morons all lined up next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. Hey, roofing, man, that's a big thing right now. Andrew says, grab line 36. Hi. We don't have 36 lines. All right. Is this Jacob?
Yes, this is Jacob, MJ Kelly. It's my birthday today. Can you believe it? I'm 39 years old.
Holy crap, 39. Dude, happy birthday, Jacob.
Thank you, MJ Kelly. Hey, MJ Kelly, I just want to say thank you for being on the air with me all day that day from 6 a.m. till 3 p.m. You did it, man. You so did it, man, and I just want to say thank you, MJ Kelly, for being with me all day. And without you, MJ Kelly, I couldn't make it through the day, you know?
Well, thank you, Jacob. That is remarkable. I love to hear that. Jacob's referring to that marathon Thursday.
Milton.
Yeah, Hurricane, exactly. Hurricane
October
Milton.
10th.
Yep.
What day was it?
It was October 10th. It was October 10th, and that was the last time I talked to you, MJ. Can you believe that? I never forget when the last time I talked to you. Can you believe that? I never forget anything.
Well, Jacob, it is always a pleasure to have you listening. Jacob, it's a pleasure to have you call in. And, Jacob, it's a pleasure to especially have you call in on your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jacob. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yeah. Yes, Jacob.
I appreciate everything you do I appreciate everything you do for this community, MJ. And MJ, guess what, MJ? If Froggy doesn't come back, I encourage you to keep up the good work. You know what I'm saying, my man? Because you are the man. Because you are the man of the hour, and this is your show, MJ. So to me, I feel like it's the MJ Kelly morning show, you know? So,
Yeah.
We feel that way too.
Well, hey, Jacob, what do you have planned for your birthday today? What are you doing?
well, I am going to the center today. I go to K to Escape, right? And of course I am having a wonderful breakfast this morning made by Ernest, and I'm having cinnamon rolls and bacon. And then I'm going to my brother Caleb's house, which, by the way, did you know today is Caleb's birthday also?
Get
MJ
out.
You're
Kelly,
kidding
that's
me.
my twin.
You have a
you guys are
twin.
twins. Well, then that would make sense.
Well, that would make now, are you guys fraternal or identical?
Well, Caleb was born first, and I was born second. What time were we born, MJ Kelly? Can you guess what time we were born 39 years ago today?
I think you were born at 3:22 in the afternoon.
Nope. I was Uncle Fester. You want to guess?
I'll go with 7:14 a.m.
You're right. You're so right. You're so right. You're so right. You're so right on the time. You're so right on the time, though. It was in the morning. It was in the morning, though. It was at 10:45 a.m.
Oh,
Okay,
That was
okay.
my next
You know what?
guess.
Hey, Chloe was born at 10:42 a.m.
Chloe was born at 10:42 a.m. And you know what, MJ Kelly? I still go back and listen to your old MJ podcast, and sometimes I'll come across the podcast of Chloe from when she was 4 or 5 years old. So I've grown up with Chloe on
wow.
the MJ Morning Show in a certain way. Can you believe that?
I can believe it. Hey, Jacob, happy birthday, buddy. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay. And I appreciate everything you do for this community, MJ and MJ Kelly. You keep up the good work. Trust me, MJ Kelly. You can make it 18 years of the MJ Morning Show on Q105, just like you did at the other place. Come on, MJ, just keep going. man.
Another 18 years, be a total of 36 in that
Wow.
case.
Jacob, you're talking to
Jeez.
him like a mule. Come on. Keep going.
I can
You
I'm
can do
encouraging
it.
him. I'm
Jacob,
encouraging him.
You're
to keep
doing
up the
great.
good
Thank
work. I love you, Roxanne.
Love you too, Jacob. So
Jake-
good to hear from you, and you have a wonderful birthday.
have a happy birthday. We'll talk to you soon, Jacob.
Okay, I love you, MJ Kelly.
All right,
Good.
thank you, buddy. All right, so there you go, Jacob.
39 years old. Happy birthday, pal.
Jacob is a huge consumer of Tampa Bay radio.
I mean, how is he not Tampa Bay's #1 listener?
He is
Every
absolutely
day, from the
Yeah.
time he wakes up to the time he goes to sleep, he's listening to a radio show.
Tampa Bay's #1 listener is Jacob.
And he's
Absolutely.
Active in all of them as well.
All right, check this out. So, early morons in the news. A customer shoots a cashier dead over an argument if the cook was wearing gloves while making his pizza.
Oh.
Oh.
What the? It's up in Milwaukee.
Is that worth life in prison?
I
mean,
I don't think so. An irate customer shot a store worker in Milwaukee after the customer flew into an insane rage regarding whether the cook wore gloves while making his pizza. The gunman, Charles Leggett, 38, opened fire on cashier Jamil Owais, 26, inside the Action Food and Liquor.
Yeah, some action, all right.
Yeah.
That's where I get my pizza, Action Food and Liquor.
Huh.
Hey, Fess, give me a Google review.
Yeah.
Look up Action Food and Liquor. Oh my God, my phone! I said look up, and my phone came to life.
See,
That's my
creepy.
phone. Yeah, it's my phone listening to me. Yeah, with my my Android AI crap on here from Android 15. Action Food and Liquor Milwaukee. What kind of score do they have?
4.1 on
It's not
Google
bad.
reviews
Yeah, that's
for a
pretty good.
liquor
Not
store.
terrible. Action Food and Liquor.
A lot of action there.
Yeah, let me
They
see
live
the-
up to their rep.
Let me see the latest review. Corner store continues to pack plenty of items and groceries. I wish there were more fresh produce available.
They have Hunt's Brothers Pizza, which
Oh.
is, did you know? I think Hunt's Brothers.
What is that?
Hunt's Brothers is like a gas station pizza
Is
chain.
that like a pre-made? Is it like pre-made stuff, or is it they make it fresh?
So I've seen
Like
the
what's
sign.
like Chester fried chicken?
Yeah. I think Hunt's Brothers is the #1 franchised pizza chain in the country with the most locations because they're all like in gas stations.
So the Hunt Brothers, after they cornered the silver market back in the 1980s, they expanded into convenience store pizzas.
Convenience store pizzas.
That's where they really made their fortune. Anyway, man, this is a nutso story. Leggett ordered a pizza, paid for it, then took his ticket to the back of the store where another man prepared the pizza for him. Leggett went back to the cashier, started to quarrel over whether the cook had been wearing gloves. Leggett believed that he had not been wearing gloves. Leggett pulled a handgun, reached over the counter, and put a bullet into the chest of Jamil Oasis. Oh, my God, chest. Then ran off. Jamil, the deceased cashier, father of a 6-month-old baby girl, was behind the counter of the store, which was owned by his family. So it's a family run. This is awful. Over a freaking pizza, and whether the cook in the back was wearing gloves.
I have consumed thousands of pizzas in my life. I don't think I've ever seen the cook wear gloves.
Well, listen,
Yeah,
when
they do.
when they toss pizzas, you know,
They have gloves
typically
on.
you've got typically they don't.
They don't have
Oh,
gloves.
I see him.
No,
I've seen him with gloves
Yeah,
doing that.
listen, a pizziolo, a pizza man, pizza maker. Typically, you don't have gloves on.
Yeah.
You know, your hands are clean. You wash your hands. You abide by sanitary protocol. And listen, that pizza's getting baked at 450 degrees or 525, whatever the pizza oven temp is.
Oh, you're right, MJ. I've always pictured them using
No.
They
gloves.
never wear
Gloves
gloves.
create a barrier between the hands and the dough, making it difficult for the pizza maker to assess its
Yeah.
texture and elasticity.
Hello,
I mean,
of course.
Like a worker at a
Absolutely.
Well,
deli.
I shouldn't question pizza, man.
Yeah, don't do that.
You really
Jeez.
shouldn't. A worker at like a deli case or something, or a butcher, he'll use gloves. But a pizza maker, I've never seen a pizza maker. You take the dough out of the tray, you put your fingers through it, you pop the air bubbles out, you spread the dough. I've never seen him use gloves.
Speaking of pizza, guess who's coming in at 9 o'clock this morning?
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Sardo is
All
in.
right.
I wonder if anyone's argued with Sardo ever. Oh, well, plenty of times. Sardo has a personality that people love. He's a take no crap New Yorker, and that's part of the charm of Sardo's Pizza on Ulmerton over in Largo, and he will be here in
He's
studio.
Straight shooter.
Yeah,
Talk about
says,
reviews.
he says he needs some airtime.
Super Sardo's Pizza, 4.7.
4.7 on
Oh, yeah.
on the
I believe
Googles,
it.
yeah. So Super Sardo will be in the studio at 9 o'clock this morning, and that's a terrible story
Yeah,
out
it
of
is.
Milwaukee.
I'm looking at some Google images of people making pizza.
Yeah.
And of course, they are kneading the dough and flipping the pizza dough with no gloves. But the toppings, when they're putting
Sometimes.
toppings on, they always have the gloves
Not
on.
always, sometimes. So most of the time, still no gloves. But there
Really?
are times where maybe there's some gloves. Because sometimes, in the chain places, sometimes you'll see gloves.
If the doughs
but-
are already spread, maybe they use gloves. But generally speaking, if you go to a pizzeria
the
with some old Italian man behind the brick oven, he's not wearing gloves.
It gets in the way of of making that dough. And listen, I don't have an issue with that. Hands are clean, hopefully, and then it goes in the oven. It's baked up, at a pretty high temperature. All right, 6:52 at the MJ Morning Show. I only got to one Morons in the news story. Maybe I'll drag a few more during the course of the show. But it's a busy Tuesday, and the 7 o'clock hour starts next here on Q105. So whatever you do, don't move. It is 7:01 at the MJ Morning Show here on a Tuesday. Yep, Election Day, 1 week from today. I am ready. Let's get this crap over with. Just get it over with. Hey, where do we start? 7 o'clock hours here, of course. Great segment now, and then we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ in just a bit. Hey, there's audio from, well, the NFL on Fox from yesterday that I meant to play yesterday. We just ran out of time. I didn't forget about it. I just didn't get a chance to squeeze it in. But there's some audio from the NFL on Fox that I want to play from the halftime report. The NFL on Fox on the MJ Morning Show. So I'll get to that here in just a second. You want to hear something creepy? I don't want to, like, creep folks out. You know, kids that are getting ready for school of all grades this morning. I've got a teacher firing story that I'm like, what the hell? So a teacher was fired for inappropriate behavior and chats with a 16-year-old student.
What's inappropriate? What's the line?
Well, wait a minute. It gets worse. Listen, chatting and texting and these inappropriate stories, these have happened quite a bit. But what hasn't happened quite a bit is the teacher was fired for inappropriate chats with the 16-year-old girl. But the real problem and straw that broke the camel's back is the teacher was then found in the girl's bedroom.
Oh,
I told you,
my
man.
gosh.
I'm taking it up a notch.
You know what? Just
What's the teacher's name?
stick to the chatting there.
Patrick, 65 years old in a 16-year-old girl's bedroom.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, California high school teacher fired for, quote, inappropriate communication with an underage pupil. I love the word pupil. Has been arrested after he was caught in the same girl's bedroom.
Yeah,
What
firing
the-
is the least of his issues right now, right?
My God.
Whoa. Speaking of pupil, have you seen his in the mugshot?
Yeah, I've got the mugshot.
Wow. What's
Yeah.
he on?
I don't know. He looks all crazed. So Patrick John Mester. Mester the molester. I don't know.
So he's Mr. Mester?
He messed with her.
Mr. Molester.
Mr. Mester the molester?
Patrick John Mester.
He's going to muster you up if he hangs out with you. It's creep.
65 years old, was fired by the Enochs High School, was arrested for inappropriate communication with the girl who was 16 at the time. This happened a little while ago. The band teacher was released on $5,000 bail and then was caught months later in the same student's bedroom by the student's mother. What? We're doing some private flute lessons over here.
Oh, my God.
Shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Mester was finally arrested again last Wednesday, years after the initial issues, after he was caught creeping around the girl's room. What the hell? So he was already in trouble a long time ago, like a couple of years ago, and then he was arrested again because he was in the girl's bedroom. What the bleep?
So we could take Mr. Mester out of the contention for Teacher of the Year.
Yeah, he's been out since 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been out for
Take
a
him
while.
off the ballot.
I mean, he'd be a dark horse candidate.
Oh my
Ugh,
God!
dark web candidate.
Is that nuts? At the time of the original arrest, the Modesto City schools out in California took immediate action to ensure that he has zero contact with students. They revoked his teaching license in the state. They revoked his right to visit any of the facilities. So then I guess he goes to the students' facilities, her bedroom. Unbelievable.
What subject did Mr. Mester teach?
He was a band teacher. Remember I said that was my flute joke.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I heard the flute joke, but
Yeah.
I
No,
didn't
it
put
was
it together with a band teacher.
And one time at band camp, wait to hear that story.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Wow, that's insane. All right, this is also insane. And I got a feeling that a beloved character here on the MJ Morning Show is about to make a spontaneous appearance.
Ooh, who could it be? Who
Yeah.
could it be?
I don't know.
Was Terry Bradshaw drunk on the NFL on Fox on Sunday?
Doesn't he like to have a little whiskey in his coffee or something? I mean, it seems that way sometimes when you see him.
Yeah, I don't know about that. However, I watch the Fox pregame show occasionally, and Terry is at that age where he's starting to make less and less sense.
76. You say whatever pops into your head.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God. Anyway, so I didn't have time for this yesterday. I was going to do this yesterday, but listen, better late than never. And Terry Bradshaw makes a statement. And I don't know if this is true, but listen to this. So they're talking about the Saints. The Saints are having a rough season as well. I think the Saints lost again on Sunday. Here, listen to this.
Saints started off on fire. First two games, blowing everybody out. Since then, they've lost five straight.
They scored 91 points in 2 games. In the last 5 games that they've lost in a row, they haven't totaled 91 points. I called, you guys ready for this? I called Dennis Allen, the head coach of Saints. I love the Saints. I'm from New Orleans.
Did he answer?
And I believe in voodoo, like all the people do in Louisiana.
Wait a minute.
Louisiana.
Yeah. So Terry Bradshaw says on the NFL on Fox that he believes in voodoo like all the people in Louisiana. Cajun Fester, is that true?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. Terry Bradshaw, he's absolutely correct. He born in Shreveport.
So
He went to class of 1970 of Louisiana Tech.
Really?
Yeah, so
Ooh.
listen, he done Cajun through and through.
Have
We're not below.
have you ever catered some parties with Cajun food for Terry Bradshaw?
Listen, I ain't catered them, but I've been to them, and let me tell you, he's something else, man. He slap on the lanyap, if you know what I mean.
What? He does what?
He slap on the lanyap.
What is that?
I'm sorry, you don't know what lanyap means?
I don't know what is.
Lanyap means it's something we use down here in Creole country in the bayou. It means
What?
a little something extra.
Oh, a little something extra.
Yeah, for you Yankees.
Okay.
I don't even know what syllables you put together.
Listen, I completely believe in the voodoo as well. You're absolutely right, man.
You got some voodoo dolls?
Jumping around crazy. I got a little voodoo doll for just about everything. I got a voodoo doll for the team that LSU be playing. Go Tigers.
I bet you do.
So wait a minute, you're telling me everyone in Louisiana believes in voodoo? Is everyone? Everyone?
All right, listen, I can't speak for the whole state, especially the upstate. However, everybody in New Orleans, everybody in the bayou.
Right.
Believe in those chicken bone in the nose, jumping around, voodoo.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
Chicken bone in the nose?
The voodoo the real hell. Taking that by listen, go Tigers.
All right, hold on. Let me listen to a little more of Terry Bradshaw. That he said on Fox NFL Sunday that everyone in Louisiana believes in voodoo.
And I called him and I told Voodoo. I called and I said, listen, down in Louisiana where the tall pine trees grow lives a voodoo lady named Marie Laveau.
Dude, he's drunk.
Well, he just found an interesting way to talk about a 2-6 team. You got to give it to him.
Well, he's drunk. He's got to be. Somebody give him a breathalyzer. This is the breathalyzer on Fox. Terry Bradshaw just blew a .19.
I think Terry would fit in well on this show.
Yeah, we're talking about another Terry Bradshaw. When he kicked the bucket, he'll be a patron saint of Louisiana. He's talking about Marie Laveau, another patron saint of Louisiana.
Oh, you know what they could do? They could sprinkle some Tony Chachere seasoning on him in the coffin.
And sure enough, can they cook him in that cooker? And make
a gumbo.
Yeah.
Like a shrimp boil, like a crawfish boil.
Listen, Terry Bradshaw a little fancier than gumbo. We make a etouffee out of him.
Called Marie Laveau. She took her pot.
Okay.
She went into the Saints. They put all that potion in there. What? Then they had Pete Warner come over. He got him a cup of it. Then Taysom Hill, he got him a cup of it. And Lattimore, the corner, he got a cup of it. Carr, the quarterback, he took a cup, but he had to take some home. He needs a little bit more.
Man, he had a cup of bourbon before the NFL on Fox.
Very likely. Very likely.
Yeah.
All of these people are coming back. The Saints are decimated with injuries. And Marie Laveau, God bless her for coming in there.
Did you have a cup of something over here? Because I'm wondering what's going on.
Yeah,
Look,
see?
even his co-hosts are wondering if he's drunk on the NFL on Fox. Wow. And the Saints, by the way, did lose on Sunday to the Chargers 26-8.
I mean, old Maria Laveau did die 140 years ago, so she's a little antiquated. However, now I completely agree with old Terry Bradshaw there.
What the hell?
Pride of Louisiana Tech. Go Saints.
Do that voodoo that you do so well, Cajun Fester.
Listen, you do that voodoo that you do so well. Listen there, Roxanne Wilder. You do that voodoo that you do so well. I'll take you out there to the bayou, make a little gumbo soup for you, if you know what I mean. Show you
I do know what you mean.
I'll show you my andouille sausage machine.
I bet that's pretty.
You love it.
Actually, what do they say about sausage?
What do they say about my sausage? You tell me, Roxanne Wilder.
It ain't pretty when it's getting made, but boy, is it delicious.
Do you know what the top wedding song is? What is officially, I don't know where the hell they
if it's a chicken dance, I'll tell you right now, that's the truth. I've been to every Cajun wedding you can imagine. There was a chicken dance. All right, so weddings. It seems like wedding songs are cliche songs. Like, everyone's like, of course, we've all heard that one. I mean, is Celebration on the list?
Oh, hang on. I've got a list here. So I have what is now declared to be the most popular wedding song. The song that is played at more weddings than any other song. And this is a recent study by some online vendor for weddings and some kind of search tool, an online wedding vendor search tool. And the number one song at weddings
is it some country song?
Is a 1987 hit. Hi, everybody. I'm Casey Kasem.
1987.
87. What do you think it is? 1987.
More hints?
What kind of music? What genre of music?
Yeah.
Would it be something we play on Q105 or something we play on the
do.
classic country?
We play it. It's a pop song, so
Okay.
it is not country. Number one song at weddings, according to the latest research, is
Debbie Gibson song.
Oh. That's your guess, Debbie Gibson?
I don't know.
That is
Okay.
it
I
is
don't know.
not. That is wrong.
I have
That
no
is- okay.
idea what it is.
It's got to be Don't Stop Believing.
Nope.
Is it Journey?
Because Don't Stop Believing was 1981 or 82.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, so this is 1987.
Is it a Lionel Richie song?
It's a dance song. So it is a dance song. Number one is
And it's not.
what? What?
Is Dance a Clue?
Yes.
I want to dance.
Two is the number two most popular song at weddings. Latest results.
We needed a hint.
It is a band that sang in English. They didn't speak English. And you're wondering, how the hell did they write all this stuff in English?
So is it Dancing Queen?
The tambourine.
Is this song about a 17-year-old stripper?
Well, if
Is this song problematic?
If you look at some of the ABBA songs, there's a little bit of pedophilia going on.
Yeah.
No, because the Dancing Queen, only 17. And then what's the other song? They had another song where it's like a guy is at a club and the girl's like a young teenager and I don't want to get in trouble by picking you up. And does your mother know? What does your mother know that you're out? What is that? What is that? It's kind of a creepy song.
Yeah.
It's a very creepy. It's another ABBA song. Anyway, hey, Andrew, dig that song up. Does your mother know that you're out? And it's like, I don't think that's aged very well. When you listen to the lyrics, it's like, oh my God, this is like.
Does your mother know? That's the name of the song.
It's called Does Your Mother Know? Hey, bring that up.
You know what? That's a whole different
Fester,
segment of songs that haven't aged well.
Professor, bring up YouTube. Bring up ABBA, Does Your Mother Know?
All right.
And yeah, that song did not age very well. And it's like, some guy's out and he's about to pick up a young teenager and, take her. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I mean, all right, by the way, the third most popular wedding song. And Ludacris.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ludacris doing State Farm commercials.
Yes.
So those are the most popular wedding songs these days. You have the ABBA song?
I believe I do.
All right, bring it. Start playing. Here we go. Hit it. Yeah. You're so hot teasing me. I can't take a chance on a chick like you because you're, 14 years
Yeah.
old? It's called statutory rape.
Don't take that chance. Please don't.
I'm telling you, singing about like a young teenager that's out at a club.
A freshman in high school you're singing about, you creep.
You got an older. You've
No.
never heard this ABBA song?
Never.
I heard the song, and it's such a catchy song that
Yeah.
you might go along with it until you really break it down.
Yeah, it's very.
Oh.
I'll dance with you, honey,
if you think it's funny. Does your mother know that you're out?
And then you're like, wait, hold
Fucking slow. Does your mother know
That's no way to go. Does your mother know?
that you're out trying to bang older guys? I mean, what's going?
Perp. Yeah.
That ABBA song did not age very
No.
well.
So,
And by the way, there's no mention of age, but I'm guessing the girl's 14.
16 maybe?
Yeah, it's 14, 16 years old.
So
out clubbing. Does your mother know? Would the girl put like pillows underneath the blanket to make
Yeah.
it seem like she's still in bed sleeping?
Okay, so I just typed this into Google, and I'll have this ready for tomorrow.
Right.
A list of songs that just did not age well. And there's a whole Reddit thread I found on it, and a bunch
ABBA songs with a male lead. Because most the women in ABBA, the two women in ABBA, did most of the singing. All right, 7:19, running a little late, but man, that's a creepy song, man, with those lyrics.
Hey, play that at your wedding.
All right,
Yeah.
7:19 at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next, and we've got a health test. We're going to see how healthy each of us are as we get older. Yeah, and everyone's going to want to do this test. Everyone listening is going to want to do this health test. Hang on. Oh, if you're getting ready to buy a used car, I got a scary story for you. He's got to make sure. Listen, there are plenty of good used cars out there. Plenty of good ones. But I got a little bit of a warning. Also, do you know what a digital condom is? Yes, you are observant. I'm starting an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Just a couple of minutes later than usual. We went longer in the other segment prior with the whole creepy ABBA thing. All right, so 7:28, and yes, at least an hour and I always go over. You never get just an hour and 20 minutes. You always get more, and that'll be the case as well today. All right, congratulations are in order. Busch Gardens. Why are congratulations in order for Busch Gardens? Busch. Why?
Because they have the best Halloween event, Hallow Scream.
That is correct. So you saw
really?
this, right?
No, I didn't see it. That was a total guess.
No, that is correct.
Oh, really?
That is 100. You're 100% right.
Oh, I was just like, what's going on there now? Hallow Scream.
Where the hell's Fester? Hey, Andrew, can you see if Fester fell asleep on his couch in the morning show office? Can you go hunt him down or just yell in the hallway? Is he coming? Yes? Anyway. Yeah, Busch Gardens and Howl O Scream was voted the best theme park Halloween event by USA Today readers. Hey, Fester, did you fall asleep? Were you napping? What were you doing?
I got myself
napping, snacking. Those are the only two options.
I got myself in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, what's that?
So I went with my old lady.
What's wrong?
So apparently now with different than when I was in school, dress code is a thing now for like all public schools,
right?
And like they have like little mini uniforms.
Hold on. I had a dress code when I was in school,
but they didn't like tell you had to wear like a burgundy shirt or a navy blue shirt and khaki pants. So they have like a mini uniform, right? It's not formal, but
is this your daughter or son?
My son.
Right.
So this is like red ribbon week.
What, you send him to school in like a wife beater and flip flops? What's going on?
Pretty close. So Hudson
has
spaghetti
sauce stains all over the front of the wife beater.
So Hudson has this is red ribbon week.
Ragu's low end pasta sauce. It's got to be ragu.
So red ribbon week is when they talk to students about not using drugs or alcohol or tobacco. And
I thought this was Pink Ribbon Month. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
This is only a week.
Oh, okay.
And I think we're still in October. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we got a couple of days left.
So anyway, but Red Ribbon Week, and I thought the memo said wear red T-shirts every day, and I'm sending my kid to school out of uniform, and I did a FaceTime with him during the last commercial break,
Oh.
and I'm like, oh, by the way, it's only tomorrow, and then Hudson gets all spun out, and he's like, so he's...
Are they sending him home? Or?
No, but it's just a deal. It's aggravation that I brought upon myself. So
anyway,
apologies.
All right, what you missed here a moment ago is that Busch Gardens and their Howl O Scream was voted the best theme park Halloween event by readers of USA Today.
That's awesome.
Ooh.
That is fantastic. Dark and thrill rides, even darker storylines are the heart of Busch Gardens' Howl O Scream, an event that draws in Halloween enthusiasts. Anyway, number one, the event takes place in both Tampa Bay and Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Features scare zones, haunted houses throughout the park. There's no other Halloween event like Howl O Scream where our guests can immerse themselves in a truly fun Halloween experience. That's the chief executive of United Parks and Resorts, the parent company of Busch Gardens.
I mentioned to you I have a friend who's a scare actor there, and she loves it.
Yeah, her goal, you told me this,
Yeah.
her goal is to give older customers heart attacks.
Yeah, or make people pee
No,
and
I'm
poop
kidding.
their
I'm
pants.
or make people pee and poop their pants.
Yes.
Yeah, I tell you, this whole haunted house thing, there are some people that really have issues going through these haunted houses. Hey, congratulations to Busch Gardens.
Yeah, how about that?
When you think of these Halloween extra hour events, you always think of like Universal.
Yeah.
That they've kind of, I think they were the original that started this kind of Halloween thing. But for Busch Gardens to get that award, that's awesome.
That's fantastic. And their Halloween event, the Howl O Scream, it goes through this weekend. So November 2nd. Is that through Saturday night?
That's Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have time to go to Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay.
So
I've
never been to Busch Gardens
Yeah.
in Virginia.
Okay.
Is that like?
I have, because I grew up in Virginia Beach.
So I'm asking.
I was there more times you can imagine.
I'm asking a quasi expert.
You know who's been to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg?
Who?
Fabio.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Where he got smashed in the face with a goose. All right, what was that?
Does that have like a colonial theme to it? At that,
Well, they used to call it the Old Country. I don't know if they still call it like remember.
they used to call this one the Dark Continent.
This was the Dark Continent,
Yeah,
and then
that's
that
right.
became kind of politically incorrect because
Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah.
But Busch Gardens Tampa Bay was African themed, and it was called the Dark Continent.
and it still has the
Yeah.
African overtones
Yeah.
as you walk
But
through
they
the
got
markets.
rid of the whole Dark Continent thing.
Yeah, good
but
call.
Busch Gardens Williamsburg was always called the Old Country, but I think it's just Busch Gardens Williamsburg. All
Hey, I've got a great Hollow Scream story for you.
Yep.
A friend of mine went there, and he said that he was in one of the haunted houses, and there was a scare actor behind him. This is years and years ago, and this friend is absolutely crazy. And he said he passed gas in their face.
Oh, what are you saying? What?
How would anybody know?
That is disgusting.
Right? So there's a scare actor behind him, and he did that. So then he said that the security followed him and accused him of doing that. And he said he got into a big thing with them because he's like, well, do you have evidence? Did you capture this alleged fart in a glass?
Talking about.
Your friend hotboxed a scare actor in the haunted house?
And the scare actor then turned him into Busch Gardens security?
Yes, it was a guy. It wasn't a girl. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
That's
And
horrific.
there's
My
there's a tete-a-tete, a lot of back and forth about this
Some of those
mysterious
haunted
tube.
houses
Yeah.
are really stuffy too.
My God. All right. Well, listen, here's another horror story. You ready for this? This is somewhat local. This is Polk County. This is Davenport. My God. Florida Uber Eats driver accused of spitting in customer's face, stealing and eating their food, and ripping off some of their yard decorations. Oh, my God. That's an Uber Eats driver from hell.
Best Uber Eats driver should get a job at Howl O Scream.
Exactly, as a scare actor. You know what? I want to scare Uber Eats driver. That's you kind of do. You do seasonal themes, and you get a horror experience with Uber Eats. Listen, I don't use Uber Eats. I don't. Man, there are just so many things that I just don't do. I don't have stuff delivered to my. I don't have food delivered to the house. I mean, I'm not that lazy that I can't get in the car and drive a few miles to pick up food if we're taking out. Never. Uber Eats, DoorDash, they never come to my house.
All right, it's not a lazy thing. I'm not an Uber Eats guy either, but if you don't have the time, it's just a service. It's just a service to have something delivered. It's like Amazon for food that's made relatively not a long time ago.
All right. Here's the deal. Let me give you the story. This is from Fox. Polk County woman's, I guess, hunger late night caused a run-in with an Uber driver as the Uber driver spat in her face and stole her fall yard decor after the customer confronted the Uber Eats driver about eating some of her food. Now, I know that I've seen this or I heard about it. I've seen videos that some of the restaurants now are using like industrial strength corrugated box staplers to like staple the food bags closed.
So I was at a burger place called, you may not have heard of it before, McDonald's.
Yes.
And
I have.
And they had like
Where's are there any in the Tampa Bay area?
very few.
Okay.
And it's very, reservations,
Gotcha.
it's coat and tie, real fancy.
Yep.
But they have like a rack now for the food.
Is it better than the Black Label burger at Minetta Tavern?
Just a bit.
Okay. All
Stay
right,
away
go
from the onions.
ahead. All right.
Anyway. All right. Apologies, McDonald.
Yeah, but not locally. That was
locally.
that was out west.
So they have like all the packaged Uber Eats packages behind the counter,
Right.
and they're all bent over. They're all folded over and then sealed with a big.
What are
sticker.
you thinking about over there? Bent over. What are you,
bent
the hell
over
are
the
you
bag.
thinking about?
Thinking about food is
Listen,
like, ooh.
I am talking about McDonald's, so
Yeah.
I'm very excited. But they fold over the top of the bag and then they seal it with like a heavy duty sticker, so you would know if it were compromised by the time it got to your house.
Tamper resistant or tamper evident.
I mean, unless you cut open the bottom of the bag and retape it.
Yeah, so according to the story, documents show last month Alexandra Del Valle Acosta Aguilar, well, a lot of names there, an Uber Eats driver went to a Davenport home shortly before midnight to make a delivery. According to the arrest report, a woman inside the home said that she went outside and confronted Del Valle Acosta Aguilar after seeing the delivery woman take some food from the bag that she ordered. When both women were under the overhang above the entrance to the front door, the victim said that she saw Del Valle Acosta Aguilar holding her $10 Happy Fall Y'all sign. When the victim grabbed the sign, she said the pair began arguing, and then the Uber Eats driver spat in her face. Oh, my God.
This is the worst Uber Eats driver ever.
After being spat upon, the victim said she covered herself with the sign and moved to the furthest point from the suspect before being stopped by the closed front door. Documents state that Del Valle Acosta Aguilar took a decorative item from the victim's yard and then walked back to her car, where the victim said that she saw the decorative
she took
item,
4 pumpkins.
and
she took 4 plaster pumpkins.
and a decorative column. like a Roman column?
Is that fall themed? I don't know, but listen, that's you can't do that, Uber Eats driver.
No.
After Del Valle Acosta Aguilar left, the victim said she was missing 4 decorative plaster pumpkins worth about $75 each.
Oh no!
Like this is Uber Eats driver from hell.
Yeah, it
She's
is.
eating your food, she's stealing your yard decorations, and she's spitting in your face.
Ah.
My God.
Is there any report as to what restaurant the food came from?
Good
I
question.
don't have that. Nope, that is not included.
That makes a difference.
Investigators tracked Del Valle Acosta Aguilar to her home in Winter Garden, and they say she admitted to making a delivery to the victim's address last month. According to the documents, the victim said that she was not able to pick Del Valle Acosta Aguilar from the photo pack due to a brain injury that impacted her memorization ability. However, the victim described the suspect as medium-built Hispanic female in her late 20s to early 30s with long black hair, matching the description. Investigators arrested Del Valle Acosta Aguilar based on the victim's statement and records from Uber Eats. Well, listen, if Uber Eats delivered to the house, there's a record of that, clearly. Anyway, she was charged with burglary and assault and grand theft from a dwelling. Wow. See, that's why I don't use Uber Eats. I don't want all my decorative yard pumpkins ripped off, and I don't want to be spat on.
You don't want a
No.
meeting with Del Valle Acosta Aguilar?
All right, listen, bottom line.
We got to call her DVAA.
Most Uber Eats drivers and DoorDash drivers are fine, upstanding citizens. They're not eating your food. They're not doing donuts in your yard. They're not ripping off your holiday decorations.
Not this lady.
They're not spitting on you. You know, but this is obviously an Uber Eats driver from hell.
I love those signs. Happy fall, y'all.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, it's like the season's greetings for hillbillies in the fall.
You've seen? I have not seen that sign.
Oh, I see those a lot.
Really?
Happy fall, y'all.
Yeah.
I admit it. I've never seen a "Happy Fall, y'all" sign in anyone's
You
yard.
see him at Cracker Barrel. That would be like a good
Yeah.
place you'd get one.
Oh, like on the wall, or you can buy it in their country
You're right.
store.
You buy it in their country store.
You
In the
know,
tchotchke section.
I'm not a big fan of no bitching in my kitchen. I'm not a fan of those little signs that people put up in their house.
No bitching in my kitchen.
Hey, you got a great
Whatever.
one. That you do put up a sign in your house. The dish towels. Are you a fan of those? Remember those dish towels we saw at your house?
No.
The hand washing towels.
My wife has a few hand washing towels.
Yeah, those are good. You
What-
must like those.
What was that? Did it
It's
say
very
like,
vulgar.
one
I
of
love
those
this.
things-
one was don't do cocaine in our bathroom
yeah,
or something?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
which none of us
Yeah.
listen to.
Right.
We're all laughing as we're reading the towel, wiping our faces.
Yeah. All right. Great. All right, and then speaking of takeout and bizarre stories, a woman in Idaho was caught stealing over $170,000 from her employer, and she spent most of the money on food delivery apps. How do you spend most of $170,000 on food delivery apps? What the hell?
That's a lot of food.
Yeah.
Charlene Smith, who was formerly an office manager at a tractor supply company.
Like the chain store
No,
Tractor Supply, or like
Apparently not. It was not the chain, the TSC.
Yeah.
It was just a tractor supply company, but
Okay.
not the chain.
okay.
She ripped off $170,000 from this company, who has since closed, probably because they got ripped off for $170,000. And she spent most of the money on DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Facebook Pay. And mostly food deliveries. $170,000 in food? Oh, my God. How big was this woman?
How big is that town?
Yeah.
That's insane.
What?
Yeah. What are you? What are you buying?
Idaho
Places.
City? Yeah, I've never even heard of that.
No.
Near Nampa.
I never heard of that town either.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of Nampa. Not Tampa, but Nampa.
And not Napa.
Yeah,
No.
It's when Tampa and Napa have a baby.
In
It's
the middle
Nampa.
and it's in the middle of Idaho?
Yes.
I thought this was pretty interesting as far as deliveries go. Woman caught an Amazon delivery driver ramming her car and then leaving the scene. Yeah, Amazon delivery driver fled the scene, hit a parked car. Yeah, so, and then the vehicle left the scene. I would imagine that most delivery drivers for Amazon, if you do hit a car, that you stop and you...
No way, you're getting out of there. I mean, Jeff's watching your delivery rate.
Hey,
Can't slow down.
Remember some months ago, and I posted the video up on my Instagram, around the corner from me on a different street. I noticed that the mailboxes were all plowed over, and I knew the guy who had a plowed over mailbox. You know when neighbors get together and they go halfsies on matching mailboxes? So these two neighbors in my neighborhood had the matching mailboxes. And remember the story? The FedEx delivery guy did not put the truck in park and went to the back, and the truck rolls forward and smashes over their mailboxes. And it was all caught on surveillance video. And I actually got a video of it, and I posted it on my Instagram. This is back like in the spring, I think. Yeah, it's on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. You just got to scroll back.
Way back.
Yeah, I think it's like March or April. Yeah, so Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio, and Yeah, it's pretty. Fester's scrolling for it now, trying to find it.
So much stuff. in this
When
feed.
was it?
I'm already at St. Patrick's Day.
No, I think you passed it.
Oh, damn
Yeah,
it.
I think it was. Oh, wait a second. Go down. Nope. Keep going.
Down,
Yeah.
down.
Anyway, if you have time, right there. It's right in the middle. Nope, right there. Click on that one. What's the date on that? That was 35 weeks. February 22nd, I think. Looks like February 22nd, and the FedEx truck just bashes right into the neighbor's mailbox.
I just caught on security.
But wait a
cam.
minute. And then left. the scene. Yeah, not very nice.
So then he got back to the depot, and the shop foreman says, "What happened to this van? What happened?" And he said, "You have to go back."
Not very nice at all. 7:46 at the MJ Morning Show. So let me do my teased item for 7:45, which is about used cars. So my tease yesterday, and if you're not familiar, little inside behind the scenes. So every day right after the morning show, I record like a little 10, 15-second promo. Hey, coming up tomorrow, MJ Morning Show. And I usually have an item that, that I want to do. And yesterday's tease was, if you're thinking about buying a used car, wait till you hear this. And let me preface this with, there are a lot of good used cars out there.
Yeah.
There are plenty of well-cared for, well-maintained used cars. You just got to, check on the maintenance records and, the Carfax stuff and, make sure the car wasn't previously wrecked or has a problem. But listen to this. A mechanic checks on a used Honda Accord during a pre-purchase inspection and made a pretty serious discovery.
Uh-oh, what pretty. Was that 4 pretties?
I don't know.
So when you think of
Lost track.
when you think of more reliable vehicles, just what's in the marketplace, Honda Accord seems like a pretty durable, low maintenance vehicle.
Hondas have a pretty good reputation, but listen, this is not brand specific. So this is not just about a Honda. It just happened to be a Honda. Now,
what do you find, like a raccoon family living in the carburetor or something?
Let me tell you, when you're at Walmart and they're rolling back high prices, that's a good thing. When a mechanic discovers that they rolled back the odometer on the Honda Accord, that's not a good thing. So you got rolling back high prices at Walmart, good. Rolling back the odometer on the Honda Accord is bad. Yeah, and just simple stuff. Yeah, so this woman puts up a video on social media. That's where I saw it. It popped up in my reels. Hey, did we pull Andrew? We pulled audio on this, right? Yeah, we've got audio on this. And let me dig up the audio. And you just got to be aware of this. So this woman, I think we pulled Andrew. Did we? Oh, we didn't pull audio on this. I'm sorry. The audio was not good on this. So I just have the details for you. So this woman brings the vehicle for an inspection, and guess what? Hundreds of thousands of views. It was a 2006 Honda Accord that was purchased in 2007. But here's what happened.
It was purchased new in 2007.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the vehicle was being advertised as only having 122,000 miles, 122,000 miles. Just a little bit of research showed that the car had 227,000 miles in reality. Yeah, see, you got to be careful of this stuff. The original owner kept the car until 2012, as the tech found. Looked through the car's history, noticed the engine mounts had been replaced at 174,000. Went down the list, noticed that the car had 227,000 miles at the last service check. However, when the car was put up for sale, whoopsies, yeah. The vehicle had been rolled back to 122,000 miles, not the last known odometer amount of 227,000 miles. That's over 105,000 miles of additional mileage on this vehicle that the mechanic discovered just by looking at service records and the actual odometer numbers when certain services were performed.
All right.
How about that?
Ugh.
This is like a real life Carfax commercial where
Yeah.
like Carfox comes out from behind a tree.
Yeah.
And it
I'm,
says,
I'm the Carfax.
"Oh, check out the
Carfax.
Carfax."
I'm the Carfax. From Carfax. Yeah. No, you're right. So listen, just a little heads up and a warning that you can pull records, you can find records, and just make sure that you're not dealing with some kind of an odometer rollback scam, because the vehicle is clearly worth like twice as much with the lower mileage versus it having another 105,000 miles on the ticker. So just a little heads up on that. Hey, speaking of cars, man, I thought this was very, very interesting. So when you think of game shows and new cars, what comes to mind?
A new car.
A new car!
That is correct. Yes. Talking about The Price is Right. Fester, come on down. Roxanne, come on down. Froggy, come on down. Oh, sorry, he got fired.
I mean,
Andrew, come on down. There you go.
that's about the most excited I've ever heard Andrew.
You're the first 4 contestants on The Price is Right. Yes.
Yeah, you think of a new car in game show, there's really only one.
Oh, yeah. When you think of new cars.
A new car!
Well, listen to this story. Samara Leilani won a car on The Price is Right. She was a contestant, and she won a car on The Price is Right. And on social media, she's been shooting videos and documenting the whole process of getting the car after appearing on The Price is Right. But then she found out something very, very interesting. That although she won the Nissan Sentra on The Price is Right, she found out that
Come with me to win a car.
she's not. Oh, did you bring up the audio?
I found her.
I've got the audio.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
you don't have to bring up the video. I have the audio right here. So she tells the whole story how she won a Nissan Sentra on The Price is Right, but you're not married to that car, and the dealer that provided the car to The Price is Right, that she could then really pick any car she wanted.
Because it's a credit.
Yeah. And then if the car is worth more, then just shell out the additional money. I just thought this was fascinating. You see all these winners, and they're winning cars on The Price is Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to hear this. Listen to what this woman says. This is Samara Leilani, who won the car on The Price is Right. I just thought this was a really interesting, story, on what actually transpired. All right, Andrew, do I need to play the 2-minute version, or is the 1-minute version good enough? All right, so play the 1-minute version. Yeah, because 2 minutes is a little too long for this. All right, so I want you to listen to this. And she documents this whole process, which, listen, I'm always fascinated with game shows, as you can imagine, with all my sound effects.
And this is the kind of stuff you never see.
Oh, yeah. This is behind-the-scenes stuff on winning a car on The Price is Right.
This car has a feature that no car in
Oh,
20.
hang on a sec. I hit the wrong one. Hold on a minute. Hang on a minute. Car one. Yeah, I thought I put that on there. Hang on a minute. Here we go. Insert and play. There we go. Here it is. Listen.
So before I tell you this update, let me tell you what my understanding was of all this. The car I won on the show is not the exact same thing as the car that I get because it depends on the availability they have in stock. That was my understanding from what I was told while filming, or I guess after filming. I just got off the phone with this man and I was informed that I can pick from any dealership listed on his business card. He sent me his business card, but I just thought he was just giving me his business card. And there were multiple different types of car dealerships that he works with.
All right, so I don't know if it's like a car dealership that has multiple stores with multiple brands.
It's a group.
Yeah, or like a group. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
If you look, there's a lot of large automotive
Right.
groups that own a bunch of different brands.
A bunch of different labels. Yep.
So you can pick. You have a $45,000 credit at any of these stores.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So she won a Nissan Sentra, so it was not quite $45,000 credit.
Pull on a
All right,
number.
so here's the rest. Listen.
Like, wait, do you mean Nissan locations? Or, and he's like, no, any brand of car. What? And he has like 7 different types of car brands listed. And I can pick any model, any color. What I want on the show was just the amount that goes towards the car that I want. So if I still want the Nissan Sentra, great. However, if I want any other type of car that he works with those dealerships, from my understanding, I can use the amount of the car that I want and just put it towards that car.
So let's say the Nissan Sentra was $26,512.
Mm-hmm.
She can take that $26,500. If she wants to get a different car brand, let's say it's $35,000, she just has to cough up the difference that she has the credit. So the bottom line is, and this is what's fascinating, the car that somebody wins on The Price is Right is not necessarily the car that they are absolutely getting. In fact, the actual car that that they show, and then at the end of the showcase showdown, and then the contestant who wins goes up to the car, gets to sit in the car, honking the horn, waving as The Price is Right music is playing. Don't forget to get your pet spayed and neutered, or whatever the hell Drew Carey says now.
So the MSRP price of a Nissan Sentra ranges from about $21,000 to $24,000.
So what did I say? I said 20
something,
25, 26.
Yeah,
That was pretty close.
And the other side of this, I was trying to think to myself, haven't I heard stories about winners of cars who then don't even have enough money to pay the taxes on the car that they won? And so I was just looking this up, and
because that's income. So if you win big on a game show, you've got to pay the taxes.
You've got to
Absolutely.
pay the taxes. If you don't have that, that's a problem. So a contestant can try to sell the car they won themselves afterward, but there's no guarantee they would receive actual value or even enough to cover taxes. And there's this article. How long does it really take for The Price is Right contestants to get their
prizes?
vehicles?
How long does it take?
I'm getting there.
But but taxes are what? 6%?
How long does it take me to find out?
Well, it depends.
Sales tax
it varies depending on your location.
A couple of tax tag and title. I mean, still, but very interesting.
I thought it was fascinating when you watch these game shows like The Price is Right. Hey, Fester, this is right up your alley. I love this.
If it involves a Nissan Sentra.
No, it does not.
Okay, about 6. I'm a big guy.
It does not. No. This is right up your alley because I want to know if your wife ever gave you any pushback on the. You know what? I'm getting Allison on the phone right now. She's dropped off the kids, right?
Yes.
Is Allison free and clear right now?
She should be.
Okay, Siciliano, Allison, 813. All right, calling Allison. I want her on the phone when I ask Fester this question.
All right.
Because when I saw this, immediately I said, boop, Fester.
Hello.
Allison, MJ Morning Show calling live. Welcome.
Hi there. How are you?
You have a couple of free moments? Are you in a drive-through line? You're not getting a Diet Coke at a drive-through right now?
I'm not. No, I packed my own.
All right, kids are dropped off, so you're free and clear for a minute, right?
I am. I'm just sitting in rush hour.
All right, I want you to listen to this story, and I want to know if this applies to Fester and if you ever gave Fester some crap for this. I saw a story where the boyfriend is calling the girlfriend controlling because the girlfriend said to the boyfriend, "Can you do me a favor? Can you not wear Crocs out on date night?" Allison, why am I bringing this up, Allison? Why don't you educate the audience?
My husband has a certain love for Crocs.
Yep.
In many different colors.
Yep. Yes.
And they are really big, size 15, so they're real noticeable.
And I always get the brightest colors.
You do.
I'm wearing wearing Crocs today.
Of course you are.
MJ, I can tell you right now, if I never wear another shoe in my life except for Crocs, I'm fine.
All right, Allison, when you go out to dinner and you go to a fairly decent place, do you ever have to say, hey, Dom, Fester, how about not wearing Crocs? Can you wear something a little dressier?
He's pretty good. Well, he used to be good about kind of not wearing them to dinner or stuff like that when we go out.
Yeah, he goes to funerals wearing Crocs now.
I will. I'll go
yeah,
to yours.
it's all changed, and he's now like Croc Man that kind of just wears them whenever. So I try to pick my battles, but it definitely is an issue.
See, I want to get a pair of like black Crocs that I can wear, like, with like tuxedos and stuff.
BlackRock, isn't that a private equity firm?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
so I thought.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I often, to dress it up, I'll wear Crocs with socks.
Crocs with socks.
And
Horrible.
It's
Absolutely
a
horrible.
look.
The look is called croc block.
It's a look.
It's a croc block look.
It's a good look,
'Cause
Roxanne.
no one's going to look at you because you're blocking yourself with your Crocs.
Allison, as you're talking about my Crocs, Roxanne's giving me this judgy look like, oh, socks with Crocs. Oh.
Hey, speaking of Crocs.
He should. It's ridiculous.
And I'm a
He
sport
should
mode.
give you a look like that.
I'm a full-time sport mode guy.
Hey, have you seen all the accessory items you can plug into the croc holes?
They're called
Gibbets.
gibbets.
What,
Gibbets.
hold on, they're called what?
They have a name.
Gibbets.
Gibbets.
All right. So I saw one a few days ago. I saw a gibbet. I saw a croc accessory, and they're realistic looking gnarled toes. I'm serious. So you've got these gnarled looking toes that look all deformed and grotesque that you plug into the croc holes. So you got 5 toes, like you got the big toe and then all the other, the pinky toe. You have all 5 toes that you jam into the croc holes, and it looks like you've got deformed, mangled, hideous feet.
MJ, I'll tell you.
Oh my gosh. I didn't think they could get worse.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently they can.
Oh, they can. All right.
Whoever invented the gibbet is probably a billionaire, because I was at the Croc store, I think 2 weeks ago.
They sell gibbets at croc stores?
I can't believe you've never been to a Croc store.
I've never been to a Croc store. I've
When
never
do you
owned
wanna go?
I've never even had Crocs on my feet. I've never even tried a Croc on.
The Croc store is an amazing place. They have all the colors, all the different themed Crocs.
Daviana's a big Croc
Yeah,
girl.
I mean, the kids love them.
Yeah.
They have all different. MJ, you got to go to the Croc store, and then they have.
Are you blocking her Crocs?
No, I let her wear them, but I remind her, those are going to stink. You get little stinky vinegar toes in there.
Dude, you just
Oh, a little
You know what you do?
stinky vinegar.
you know
My
what you do when they
God.
stink? You throw them in the tub with the kid.
That's true.
They wash right
Yeah,
up.
they do
They're
wash,
great.
yeah.
I put my Crocs in the dishwasher before. They're fantastic.
Oh, jeez.
Just don't do the heat cycle.
But Allison, I thought of you when I saw the story that the girlfriend asked the boyfriend, "Can you not wear Crocs out on date night?" But you've kind of given up. Is that correct?
Not given. I pick my battles. Like if it's going to be a big issue and I know it's not that big of a deal where we're going, I'll kind of concede. But most of the time, I do ask them to change and have them get something reasonable on.
Allison, great to have you on the show again, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Fester's wife, truly the better half.
Much better.
Yes,
Hey.
Allison. See you later, Allison.
Al,
Bye-bye.
I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave.
All right, listen to this. You want to hear about some luck? You want to hear about this? Is amazing. Guy finds a $20 bill on the ground.
All right.
Okay, then what?
Takes the $20 bill, goes into a convenience store in Boone, North Carolina, and buys an extreme cash scratch off from the North Carolina lottery.
Oh, no. This guy, what did he do?
Won $1 million.
Good for him.
Can you imagine that? You find a $20 bill, you take the 20, you parlay it into buying a scratcher, and that scratcher produces $1 million winning ticket.
Wow.
Holy crap.
What if somehow you were able to trace, or the person who lost the 20 was able to trace that you found it and was like, "Oh man, I left a 20 here. Did you see where it went?"
I don't
Would
think
you feel compelled to give them?
No, I don't. And I don't think you have a claim on the $1 million. This is incredible. So this dude, his name is Jerry Hicks.
Of course it is.
Jerry Hicks is from Banner Elk, North Carolina.
That's like the most North Carolina name ever.
Banner Elk. He was in.
That's where we go when we go to North Carolina. We stay in Banner Elk.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
we've stayed there a couple,
So
the last 2 years.
Go see Jerry.
I'm going to go look for Jerry. That's funny.
Go find Jerry.
Okay.
So Jerry's from Banner Elk, and he discovered a $20 bill on the ground in Boone. I guess Boone is not far from Banner Elk, right? I guess
No, Boone is right there. I've stayed in Boone. Yeah, Boone, Blowing Rock, and Banner Elk. They're all
very close.
All right there.
Is that amazing? So he goes into the store and buys the scratcher. $1 million winner. The guy claimed his prize Last Friday, according to CNN, Hicks chose to receive the prize as a lump sum of $600,000 instead of the 20-year annuity payment for the $1 million. So after taxes, he took home $429,000. You imagine? You find the 20, you take the 20, buy a scratcher, and your net is $429,007. I love that. That is a phenomenal, fantastic story. That just makes me feel good. You know, with a name like Smuckers, it's gotta be good.
You'll find $20 on the floor. You played the lottery.
What is that? Your Adam Sandler?
That's my Smuckers voice.
Oh no, it doesn't. That didn't sound anything.
Just like the guy.
No, it doesn't.
Do your Smuckers voice.
With a name like Smuckers, it's gotta be good.
MJ's is better.
With a name like Smuckers.
No,
Dude, you're not even close.
No, that's not it.
You sound like Adam Sandler in The Water Boy.
No, I don't.
You sound like Cajun Fester and Adam Sandler had a baby.
With a name like Schmucks. With a name like MJ, it's got to be a schmuck.
All right, we got to talk about Giselle Bundchen.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
man.
got a Bundchen in the oven.
Yeah.
A jiu-jitsu Bundchen.
Yeah, a little hot dough injection from Mr. Jiu-Jitsu.
For baby, they're going to do the ultrasound. The baby's in like all this like pretzel twist, these jiu-jitsu moves.
So there are multiple elements to the story. Now, I don't think Giselle has confirmed this per se, but I guess it's People magazine that broke this. Giselle Bundchen is pregnant with baby number 3, her first with boyfriend Joaquim Valente. He's the jiu-jitsu instructor that she's hooked up with. Remember, they were spotted all over the place when she and Tom Brady separated. She was seen all over the place with this guy. They were riding horses in like Costa Rica. They were all over the place, right? So People magazine, the model, 44, and her boyfriend, Joaquim Valente, 37, are expecting their first baby together. Bundchen's third, a source close to Bundchen, confirmed to People magazine. So Bundchen herself has not confirmed it, but a source close to Giselle Bundchen has confirmed it to People magazine yesterday. So
and went so far as to say that they're going to find out the child's birth when it's actually born. It's going to be a surprise.
Giselle and Joaquim are happy for this new chapter in their life, and they're looking forward to creating a peaceful and loving environment for the whole family. Is that a slap at Tom? Is that like that with Tom Brady, it wasn't a peaceful and loving environment?
That means it wasn't an environment. He was working all the time.
But I thought that Tom Brady had a reputation of being a really good dad.
He does. He does.
I believe that.
Yeah, I think he could be.
When he's in town, when you see the whites of his eyes.
Yeah, I mean.
Bundchen has been dating the jiu-jitsu instructor since June of 23. Their baby will join Bundchen's son, Benjamin Rain, 14, and daughter Vivian Lake, 11, who she shares with ex-husband Tom Brady. That Vivian, the little girl, remember how adorable she was when the Bucks won the Super Bowl and they were on the Hillsborough River and Tom was throwing the Lombardi the trophy, the Lombardi trophy, right, Fester?
Yeah,
throwing it from
one boat to another, from his yacht
to Gronk, right? I think it was Gronk that caught the trophy. And hey,
I don't think it was Gronk.
I thought it was Gronk.
It was one of the guys.
Hey, Andrew, do me a favor.
Seems like a ploy Gronk would be involved with. Right?
Andrew, do me a favor and find that audio bite of Vivian Brady, the little Vivian, Tom Brady and Giselle's daughter, where she's like, Daddy, no! I mean, the kid was like 9 years old at the time or 8 years old and knew it was a bad idea to hurl the Super Bowl trophy from one boat to another on the Hillsborough River. That thing could have gone into the water and could have clanked at the bottom with all those stupid scooters that the drunk college kids toss in.
All right, Cameron Brate caught the Lombardi
Oh, it was?
trophy.
Okay, all right. Where's he now?
He's working at the Taco Bell on Fletcher.
Oh, really?
No, he like Gronk, he is a white tight end. So I could understand from 200 yards away, you could confuse Cameron Brate with Gronk.
Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. So, So Giselle is pregnant, allegedly.
Good for them.
Yeah. So what do you think Tom Brady? You think Tom Brady is like, good riddance or it's over? Or You think it bothers Tom Brady that another guy is, juiced her up and now
Well, they're divorced.
I don't think you think of it like juicing somebody up. I mean, you're divorced.
They're divorced.
I
She's
get
dating
it.
other people.
I know, but is there still a little jealousy that creeps in or like uneasiness that Tom has 2 kids with Giselle and now those kids are gonna have
What happens in a blended family?
sister or brother?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Listen, that's what there's a price to divorce, and your ex-spouse doing it and getting impregnated or impregnating others is part of it.
I feel like Tom's worried about his next Fox appearance and how good he looks. Doesn't he seem like he's really focused on looking good?
So, listen, this is Tom's latest reel. Is this a
Yeah,
this
this is a reel.
Oh, these
Let's see what he's
stories?
up to.
What am I looking at? He posted this on his Insta.
right. What is this?
This is Tom Brady's
Latest story on Instagram? What is it? It's like a picture of like a sunset.
He likes sunsets.
The relationship is sunsetting. It's over.
Oh,
the
so-
landslide.
Oh, so you're reading into this?
I saw that
okay.
several people are reading into the fact that Tom Brady posted on the Instagram.
Hold on, it's his story right now.
Right now.
His story right now is a picture of a sunset in between 2 trees.
3 hearts.
And the music is The Chicks and Landslide.
Mm-hmm.
And there are 3 hearts, and it says, "Can the child within my heart rise above?"
Those are the lyrics. Those are the lyrics.
Okay.
The lyrics are scrolling.
Right, so people are saying that this has some kind of symbolism, some kind of meaning.
All the feels is what Tom's going through because, the landslide of emotions, the sunsetting of that relationship. I mean, it's been over now for a little while, but now, it's kind of really.
God, I had no idea that guys were put so much work into their Instagram stories and the meaning behind them and sending messages to people, right?
Guys don't. Tom does.
So you
clarify that one.
You got Tom Giselle. You've got the 2 kids they had together. Now you got the jiu-jitsu instructor and another baby on the way. What's this?
Here's the story of a man named Brady who was busy playing football with his team. He was old at 45 with lots of it seems.
45 years old, man. There's a lot of shit going on.
Here's the story of a lovely lady who is busy with kids and a big home. And when he unretired, she was all alone. Till the one day when the lady told this fellow that she sat down with her lawyers at a luncheon. And he knew that he was now in trouble. That's the way that they became the Brady Bunchen. The Brady Bunchen. The Brady Bunchen. That's the way they became the Brady Bunchen.
That is just as awful now as it was a couple of years ago.
I forgot how bad that is.
Yeah, it's really bad.
The lyric squeeze-ins. It's so bad it's good. It's so bad it's funny. Maybe not. The Brady Bunchen.
It's a shoehorn if we've ever heard one.
Oof.
I'm wondering if Tom is going to comment on his ex being pregnant with the Jew. And the other question is...
What's he going to say?
Yeah,
Well,
other than you're happy for
Yeah,
them,
happy.
best of luck.
But hang on a minute. I know we discussed this prior. Did she take jujitsu when they were still together? Was Giselle taking lessons or having sessions with Joaquin Valente, the jujitsu guy? Was there any chance of some little hanky-panky shenanigans on the side while she was still technically married to Tom Brady?
I don't know. And I got to be honest, I don't care. Tom seems to continually fall up. Good for him.
Oh,
Yeah, they're both doing great.
Well, you saw that on the Fox broadcast last week that I guess there was a little bit of controversy.
What happened?
Oh, you didn't hear about this?
It seems like there have been a couple little controversies. Which one are you referring to?
This is not a setup for a joke. I mean, this is not a joke. This is real. So there's a little bit of a controversy that Tom Brady said sometimes he played like a spaz.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so people are saying spaz and spastic, that's insensitive, that it's an attack on somebody with a condition. So, he was discussing, this is on, this is Sunday. Do we have the audio? Hey, Andrew, bring up the audio of Tom Brady, and you can listen to the context here. So Brady, who's just begun, it's his first season of that 10-year ridiculous $375 million contract with Fox Sports. He was talking about the growth of the Buffalo Bills' quarterback, Josh Allen, and he said that the two-time Pro Bowler previously played like a spaz before becoming more controlled as his career developed.
Well, I just Googled spaz. You know what it means?
Yeah, spastic.
An incompetent or uncoordinated person.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Like black, dark, thick glasses with the white, adhesive tape in the middle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen that look.
The spaz look.
Yeah, or as a verb, if you're like, oh, I'm going to spaz out, it's to lose physical or emotional control.
Yeah. So that's what spaz has been shortened to, spaz, S-P-A-Z. And some people believe that it's an attack on people with physical disabilities. And so some people are trying to make a big deal out of Tom Brady saying that Josh Allen of the Bills played like a spaz. I mean, people are looking for everyone out there has to be careful because of the sensitivity these days, because you've got people that just look for you to say something to then call politically incorrect or insensitive and then attack you.
Especially here in Tampa, where we have the beautiful Spaz Center, where we have all the theatrical performances.
Oh, that's right.
I saw Hamilton at the Spaz Center. Let me tell you, I enjoyed my night at the Spaz Center.
And ironically, everyone there performing was so coordinated and not spaz.
Are you spazzing right now, Roxanne, talking about the Spaz Center?
Did you see Hamilton at the Spaz?
I did see Hamilton at the Spaz.
And people, it's shortened. People just saying, hey, we're going to a show tonight at the Spaz.
Right.
Yeah.
Right there on the river. It's a beautiful night.
Hey, let's go. I'll tell you what. Let's do an early dinner at Pont, and then we'll go to the Spaz. All right?
My friend Jason just saw Book of Mormon at the Spaz.
The Spaz.
Yeah.
Yep.
My kids' recitals at the Spaz this year.
Thank you. There you go. That's a great night out at the Spaz.
Hey, Andrew, do you have the audio of Tom Brady? All right, go ahead and roll it. Here it is. Listen. From Fox on Sunday.
Anytime.
Love is it speaks so much more than just the physical ability of a quarterback. You really began to take that total ownership of the team as a leader in workouts in the offseason. How you communicate to everybody and integrate new players becomes a great challenge for a quarterback like Josh, who has really lit the league on fire since he's been in. Sometimes he played like a spaz, like a great schooler on a sugar high. But now he's controlled the chaos. He's like a storm coming into town.
All right.
I think he's trying to be very descriptive there. Very descriptive.
Played like a... Hold on. Roll that back.
Not the whole thing.
Sugar.
I mean,
like a kid on a sugar high?
Like an uncoordinated, clumsy person is the definition of a spaz when you're not taking it offensively.
Gotcha. All right, well, there you have it. So some people are outraged. Outraged, I say.
I mean, if he would have left the word spaz out and just said kids on sugar highs, I mean, he would have pissed off diabetics.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, there's so many things to dig into there, but we got a really good image in our head of what this guy played like.
Let us do a medical test now on the MJ Morning Show as we shift gears. It is 8:19. This is the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM, Q105 Tampa Bay. We're in the middle of an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ. And this is the medical test that I was referring to earlier today. How long you can stand on one leg is apparently indicative of how healthy you are. Now, I know that I stand the entire show. You two lazy bums, you guys sit the entire show.
Like slugs.
I've never seen Fester stand for more than, 3 seconds. Roxanne, I've never seen you stand at all during the show in the over 4 years that we've been working with you.
That's categorically untrue. I usually stand for the first segment.
Yeah, because you're all disheveled and you're walking at the last minute with all
like
your
a
crap
hot
in your
mess.
hands.
I'm just like,
reason
yes.
aside.
Yeah, reason aside. Thank you.
You're spewing fallacies.
Because you're still walking in.
Yeah.
Instead of already.
That's a better way to put it. You see me walk. You don't see me stand. You see me walk.
So the best part about that is that Roxanne's camera position is then focused on her torso.
Yeah, you get a nice you get a torso shot.
Torso shot.
All right, let's deal with the science here. Standing on one leg could tell a bit about your overall health, and apparently it's also age-related. This is according to new research from the Mayo Clinic. First of all, it's the most unhealthy name for a clinic. It's the
where did it get its name?
The Mayo Clinic.
Were they treating people? Mayo overdoses came in.
It is my favorite of the condiments.
Why don't they just call it the Hydrogenized Vegetable Oil Clinic?
Yeah.
Listen, I love mayo. It's my favorite.
Yes,
it's my favorite of them all.
It's quite obvious.
It's favorite of them.
Mine too.
Why don't you go as a mayo bottle for Halloween this year?
That was my nickname in college.
Would you be Hellman's or Duke's?
Dukes.
The Dukes.
Yeah, Michelle had me do a taste
Dukes
test.
and Mayo.
I heard.
We did a taste test between Duke's and Hellman's because
Who won?
Well, Michelle loves to make egg salad. Michelle makes a great egg salad.
What's the secret?
It's her grandmother's recipe.
Yes, her grandmother used eggs apparently. How's it a secret egg salad recipe? Oh,
What's the secret ingredient?
It's mayonnaise and eggs.
No, so she made one batch with Hellman's and one batch with Duke's.
You know what's funny? I have to interrupt. We're making jokes about this, Fester, but there is a difference between good egg salad and bad egg salad.
Of course there is.
You're either one or the other. It's not like mediocre egg salad. It's either good or bad.
In the taste test, this was a blind taste test, and Michelle's like, which egg salad do you like better? They're all the same, except one has Hellman's, one has Duke's. Fester, do you know which one I selected?
You probably picked the less delicious of the two. You probably went with Hellman's.
I did. So
I like Hellman's better.
I picked the Hellman's. And listen, Duke's is a good product. I liked it. But the Hellman's, I think, had maybe a little bit more of a vinegary flavor to it. So I picked the Hellman's.
Speaks to your core memories. It speaks to your soul, growing up and eating egg salad sandwiches.
Bring out the Hellman's and bring out the best. And if you're west of the Mississippi, it's bring out the best foods and bring out the best. All right, thank you.
Yes, Fester.
Yes.
Mayonnaise brings out your...
Speaks to my soul.
Speaks to your soul?
Yeah, it does. And brings out my core memories. Yes, it does.
Right,
you love mayonnaise, too.
Listen, I didn't know you were so involved with condiments.
Guys, I hate to put you guys out, but you're going to have to stand up here.
Oh, jeez. All right.
A new study published in the journal PLOS One.
Oh, PLOS One.
Not Plus One, but PLOS One.
I think it's like Dutch.
Found that how long someone can stand with only one leg on the ground is a better measure of aging than changes in strength and gait. Gait, G-A-I-T, is how you walk. It's your walking pattern. So in the study, 40 healthy adults over the age of 50, half of which were over the age of 65, none of us are that, participated in walking, balance, grip, strength, and knee strength tests. For the balance test, they were tasked with keeping steady under varying circumstances as they stood on force plates on 2 feet with their eyes open and then closed, and then on their non-dominant and also their dominant leg with their eyes open. As the researchers discovered, per the Mayo Clinic, how long somebody maintained their balance while standing on the non-dominant leg showed the highest rate of decline with age. The researchers found that the duration one can stand on a single leg declined at the rate of 2.2 seconds per decade. Wow.
Huh?
All right, so here's the deal.
You're really in the weeds on all this. What is that?
Yeah, he's just making a stand while he reads all this, too.
2.2 seconds means you're going to live another decade?
How long you can stand on your non-dominant leg.
All right, that's my left leg.
Will tell your biological age in 30 seconds. Are you ready?
Hold on. What are we counting here? What's the equation?
Well, you deduct. So results show that standing on one leg, notably the non-dominant leg, showed the biggest rate of decline with age. With the non-dominant leg and with each passing decade, the amount of time an individual could stand decreased by 2.2 seconds. Listen, the bottom line is, what is your non-dominant leg?
Mine's my left because I'm a righty.
Okay, I'm a righty as well, so my non-dominant is my left leg. Fester?
I guess I'm a lefty. Yeah, right.
You're a lefty?
I write with my right hand.
Here's what I want you to do.
Yeah, you're
All right. So
left leg.
I can't see your legs. You can't see mine. So
Okay.
this is the honor system. And listen, you can obviously
You can
check
see
each
each
other.
other.
Yeah, exactly, because you're on the same side. So I need you on your non-dominant leg. Go ahead, and when I say go, everybody starts standing on your non-dominant leg, and go ahead and take your dominant leg and just kind of
Yeah, we know what to do with it. We're just going to hang it out there.
No, like a flamingo. Just
Yeah.
kind of just touch it to the other leg. Are
Okay.
you ready?
Okay. And then are you going to time us, or do you want me to hit my button?
You can start a stop. I'm going to play a sound effect clicker,
Okay,
obviously.
all right.
But do you have a stopwatch?
Yeah, I have a stopwatch.
Okay.
The iPhone feature.
All right, so hit it. You ready?
Ready? And
3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
All right.
The compelling radio of listening to people stand on one leg.
I'm standing on one leg.
All right, I'm out.
Really?
I'm out.
Hold on. Are you out? Hold on. Roxanne, in the microphone.
I know. I have a saggy microphone. I have to hold it when I talk.
Are you out?
I can hold it.
Are you
No.
still standing on
No,
one
I'm
leg?
standing on one leg.
All right, I'm still standing on one leg as well.
Roxanne's doing great.
Hold on, Festa, you're out.
I'm out.
If
I was
I
out.
tried to hold my mic, it would give me leverage to stand up longer.
Yeah, Roxanne is still going strong.
Yeah, I'm still going. I'm standing here on one leg.
Oh, it's coming down
This
to
is
the
a
wire,
battle.
folks.
Yeah.
We have MJ and Roxanne both standing
what
on
are we
one
up
leg.
to? What are we up to?
38 seconds. 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so compelling.
I think I was a flamingo in another life.
I was out in 7 seconds.
Holy crap! You're close to death, is what that means.
I think
Amen.
I'm gonna do the rest of the show like
I'm
this.
still standing. I'm like a flamingo over here.
Let's do it.
All right, listen, I can't do this much longer. I'm out. I'm just ending the
58.
bit.
MJ's out at 58 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I could have kept going. I just don't. I mean, I can't do this for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, Roxanne and her saggy microphone are going strong at a minute 8.
I probably could have done. Are you still standing on one leg?
Yeah.
I probably could have gone for. I just had to turn the sound effect off.
5 minutes.
I probably could have done another minute, maybe 2 minutes.
I probably could have done another 3 or 4 seconds.
Dude, Fester, you're a physical train wreck.
Duh. Yeah.
Roxanne, are you still standing on one leg?
Yeah, I
She's
don't know
still
how to
here.
stop. It's comfy.
I'll kick your knee. Listen, she's minute 40. She's still.
Oh wow,
she's
Roxanne,
a rock.
you have an actual age equivalent of 12. Yeah, there you have it.
My emotional
So
maturity.
listen, folks, if you have any, what do you say? Your emotional maturity is
Yeah,
12.
12, yeah.
All right. So here's what you do.
All right,
If
let
you
your mic
if
go.
you have any interest in this test, just go ahead and Google how long can you stand on one leg health.
She's still doing it.
Yeah. All right, that's fine. What time is it? It's 8:28 right now. Let's see if you can go till 9:48.
Okay.
Or hold on. Sardo will be here with the pizza at 9 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if you can shove your face with
Okay,
pizza and,
while standing on one leg.
and garlic knots while standing on one leg.
Okay.
How about that? Oh, man. You want to hear something obnoxious?
Yeah.
All right, now you're standing on one leg. That's not going to affect your interaction on the show going forward.
No, I mean,
because
no.
I'm changing gears. We're changing
Yeah,
material now.
yeah.
Okay. All right, this is just obnoxious, and I would love to know if anyone has experienced this. This is ridiculous. If this becomes a trend, there needs to be a major backlash. This, you know what? I got pissed off. I got angered. Hotels are playing all kinds of games these days. So one of the big revenue generators at hotels, the resort fee. Oh, that covers your ability to use the exercise room, pool towels. All that was like previously included, but then some hotels are trying to juice you up with the so-called resort fee.
Can you tell them I'm not paying the resort fee? I mean, is it negotiable?
You know what? We had a situation, this is some years ago, that we went to Universal and stayed at the hotel at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Because then you have the early park access.
Yeah.
So you can get to the Harry Potter stuff. So when the kids were smaller, trying to think, this is probably 12, 13 years ago, we stayed, and there was nothing that indicated resort fee. So when I go to check in, they hit me with all this resort fee stuff, and I said, nope. Sorry, sir, there's nothing we can do. I said, okay, I guess we'll just leave and just cancel my reservation. And it was like 2 nights or something there. And start to walk. Well, sir, hold on a minute. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we'll waive the resort fee this time for you. So they took it off. But I mean, that's just a scam.
Yeah,
All right, but this is really obnoxious.
All right.
OBNOXIOUS. This is really obnoxious. A guest at a Holiday Inn Express was charged a $12.95 energy fee.
Energy?
Yes, they're adding an energy fee for the cost of you using the electricity in the room.
What?
Exactly.
How about they pay their electric bills, and that's the cost of doing business?
Hello? Yes, Andrew.
You have shipping companies that are adding fees because of fuel prices.
Well, it's okay.
Well, that's been going on for the fuel surcharge has been going on for a long time. And when gas prices shot up some years ago, a lot of companies added fuel surcharge, and then when the prices came down, did the fuel surcharge go away?
So I stayed at an Orlando hotel over the summer, and it was a self-park hotel, and they tried to charge me $25 a day for parking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. So like Denver, for instance, right off of Pena Boulevard and Tower Road at Denver International, there's a whole bunch of hotels. And we've stayed there for years, coming down mountain from Vail. We like to get down, late the night before the flight, and then we have an early flight out. So we'll stay, instead of driving down mountain, early in the morning, we'll stay and those hotel parking lots, there's like 100, there's a bunch of them. Over the years, they built a dozen or two hotels, and the parking was always free. And then they started, wanting to charge you, a $10, $15, $20 parking fee. I'm like, screw that. You've got all these little roads on the side of the hotels. You just park on the road. It's another 20-foot walk, and I'm not paying for. I'm not paying for your freaking parking. No. Now listen, if you're in New York City or San Francisco, and they've got a valet park your car, it's got to go into a garage. Different story. All right.
But you're staying
at a freaking Holiday Inn Express at Denver Airport. Give me a break. Just all about revenue generation. All right. So listen to this. This is obnoxious beyond description. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Elko, Nevada, has a $12.95 energy recovery fee. And then they also hit you up for a 3% credit card surcharge. We're starting to see that some restaurants are adding a credit card surcharge. I'm sorry, that's the cost of doing business. You know what? Why don't you just add 75 cents or $1 to the penny a la vodka? How about that?
Right.
I mean, I don't get a cash discount if I pay in cash.
Ridiculous.
Crazy. I'm going to stop the one leg thing because it's just annoying.
Yeah, at 7 minutes. Good job, Rox. You're going to live forever.
Yeah. You've got the equivalent age of a fetus.
Her biological parents haven't even met yet. No. That's her age.
Can you believe this? A hotel that does not consider the room rate includes electricity. What a ridiculous, a blatant attempt. I mean, not even an attempt to hide this, to like juice up the rate and get more revenue out of a customer, to charge an electricity fee.
I would steal every towel from that place. I would get my money's worth.
Tell you what. I would run the air conditioning at as low as it would go. You know what? Before I went there, I would find out what appliances can I plug in that will suck the most energy out of the grid.
Yeah, I mean, I walk in with an air fryer.
Yeah, guess what? No, what? No. I'm going to do Bitcoin mining in the hotel room. Haven't you seen those stories?
Yeah.
That the Bitcoin computers use like as much electricity as like a medium-sized city?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's insane. And, also like Amazon Web Services and like the server farms.
The AWS server farm?
Yeah. Those data centers, man, they use a lot of electricity.
So if I wheel in the mainframe at the Hyatt Place, they know something's going on?
That is ridiculous. Yeah, we got to call the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Elko, Nevada. You know what, Fester, bring up the phone number. Let's see if we can get them on the phone.
Do we need to call them?
Yeah, we do.
We do?
I got to give them a hard time. Absolutely.
Okay, what is it? Holiday Inn?
Yeah, Holiday Inn Express and Suites, Elko, Nevada.
Okay.
Dude, nothing's going in the search box.
Oh, I'm typing in the wrong line.
What's the matter with you? He's typing and nothing's going in the search box.
Silly guy.
Par for the course.
Elko, E-L-K-O?
E-L-K-O, Nevada. Holiday Inn Suites, Elko, Nevada. You got it? They got a 4.4. It's an IHG hotel.
Yeah, all Holiday Inns are.
All right, hang on a minute. Let me see if we can... I'm curious about this. 1775 299.
You're really bent out of shape about
Yeah,
this,
I
aren't you?
am. Yeah, guess what? I bet that is shape.
All right.
Yes, I am.
All right.
I bet that is shape.
Andrew has to pick it up in the other room.
Well, no, it's gonna go to a voicemail first. I imagine. I mean, I can't believe that anyone's gonna hot answer the phone. They all go to voicemails or they go to menu prompts these days.
Calling Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Elko. My name's Steve. How may I help you?
Well, guess not.
Okay. See, I guess Steve really does answer.
All right, hang on a minute. Pick up the line.
Andrew, pick it up.
Pick up the line and see if we can talk. Tell Steve it's the MJ Morning Show calling. That's rare.
I mean, you dialed their direct number.
Yeah.
It didn't go to a service.
So they picked up the phone. All right, so tell them tell me we want to. Hey, Andrew, tell me we want to book a room. It's the MJ Morning Show calling live. That we're just hell bent on vacationing in Elko, Nevada.
It's really nice.
Yeah,
this
it looks beautiful. Looks fantastic. All right, so Andrew's on the phone with this dude, and hold on, he's got to clear with his manager.
I mean, yeah,
All
he
right.
works at a Holiday Inn Express.
Well, is his manager right there? Is the manager there? It's 5:36 in the morning in Nevada right now because they're 3 hours earlier. Oh, he's waving us off.
Other than the beautiful mountains.
They said no.
Darn it.
This looks like the worst town ever.
What, Elko, Nevada?
Yeah,
I mean, some
looks
beautiful
hot.
mountain scenery, but ugh.
All right, is this going to be a new normal that hotels are going to charge you
Disappointing.
$12.95 fee for electricity surcharge?
I mean, Elko is in the middle of nowhere.
All right, that's pretty obnoxious. IHG is a big chain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the Holiday Inn properties, a bunch of brands fall under the IHG group.
IHG is a big group. I wonder if they're like going to try to roll this out to
other properties?
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to try to roll this out. Exactly. Wow. Interesting. I just thought that was obnoxious beyond description.
So does Steve.
Yeah. 8:36 of the MJ Morning Show. So the Yankees, they could be eliminated. Is there a game 4 tonight or they have a night off?
No, game 4 is tonight.
Yeah. So the Yankees are really stinking it up.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, Yankees, Dodgers, East Coast, West Coast World Series.
Mm-hmm. Fat Joe performed last night.
I mean, the Yankees are really just botching this. So the Yankees are down 3 games to the Dodgers. So the Dodgers are 3 games to the Yankees 0.
Yep.
One more win, and it's a sweep.
Whoa.
Hold on, Andrew, say that. Turn your microphone on.
I'm reading that nobody has ever come back from down 3-0 in the World Series.
Now there have been 2 game comebacks, but never a 3. Is that correct?
In the World Series, correct.
In the World Series, so never a comeback. And the Dodgers are just destroying the Yankees. And listen, we've got a big Yankee presence here in Tampa Bay. We've got Steinbrenner Field. We've got some of the Yankees execs that make Tampa Bay home. I won't, obviously the Steinbrenner family for many, many years. But there are also some front office bigwig Yankee executives that live right here. So, they can't be too thrilled. They're probably going double farts. They're probably all, angry.
Did you see Derek threw the first pitch out last night?
I did not. I've not watched. I haven't watched 1 minute of the World Series.
The cool thing was, so after 9/11, President Bush at the time
was that televised or was it before the game?
It was televised. Yeah.
Right.
And
was Derek's throw good, or did he do the wimpy throw from 30 feet, or did he do the full 60 feet 6 inches?
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did the 60 feet. I don't know. I didn't measure it like in my head. But
was he on the mound? Was his foot on the
here's
rubber?
The thing. He was so fast. I mean, he literally walked out there, no fuss. He just boom, boom, threw it.
Did he throw a strike down the middle?
Yeah.
He didn't throw it way off and hit like a photographer in the crotch.
No, but now you just keep peppering me with questions, and I forgot what I was going to say.
It wasn't a nut throw. It didn't hit somebody in the junk.
Actually, it hit the Yankees mascot in the.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it's okay. So President Bush, when he threw it in 2001, right?
Right.
Derek was warming up, and he was warming up in the batting cages. Derek was in the batting cages, and I forget the line that he used, but Derek came in and said, "Hey, don't." What did he say to him?
What was that, Andrew?
What did he say?
Derek threw from the rubber.
All right, so Derek did throw from the mound. Hold on. Here's the Fester has the audio. Unmute.
All right.
Unmute right there. Go.
Most valuable player. and a 5-time world champion. Please welcome back Hall of Famer, the captain,
Number 2, Derek Jeter.
You know what? I would love to see Derek Jeter with a toupee. You know what?
Yeah, I think he looks great without hair.
You know, he looks fine. He looks fine. But I'd like to see him fitted with a toupee. Yeah. What was that, Andrew?
I love how the announcer, Paul Olden, who is the current
former Rays.
Yeah. He's the current PA announcer for the Yankees, still wasn't allowed to announce Derek Jeter's name.
Why can't he announce Derek Jeter's name?
I don't know if it's simply tradition, but the announcer who passed away that he replaced had done it for so many years.
Jeter insisted that only the old announcer who'd passed.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of crazy talk is that?
Because it's loyalty.
Oh, get out of here.
It's loyalty.
All right, so he has to be called the captain? All right, here's the
No,
throw.
it's
number 2, Derek Jeter. He had a very unique delivery style.
And that's the only person who
let me see the throw. Here we go.
That's a strike.
It was a pretty good. Yeah, it was a pretty good throw.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good job, Cap.
It was a pretty good throw. All right. Anyway.
So President Bush gave him a message before he threw last night. Like he gave President Bush a pep talk before he threw in 2001.
So the former president was at the game.
He sent him a phone message and he played it on Fox.
Listen, the World Series is over. The Dodgers are going to be the world champs. The Yankees are not coming back. Whether the Dodgers sweep tonight or it goes to a game 5, the Dodgers are going to win. So if you have the Yankees to win the World Series, you're a big fat loser because they're not winning.
Okay, it's not over yet. And if there is a team that can come back, it's this one. So nothing's etched in stone. However, they're not in a good place right now.
A couple of things here. A dietitian is revealing that election stress is leading to unwanted and unhealthy snacking. So apparently this election cycle has got people on edge, and people are snacking a lot, and people are snacking very unhealthily. I got to be honest, when I look at Fester, that's really January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. I mean, that's.
I take the primaries into consideration. I take the caucuses into consideration.
You take just regular days of the week into consideration.
Every Tuesday is Super Tuesday around my house.
Nah, seriously. There was a recent research project published in the journal Nutrients indicated that emotional eating is considered a critical risk factor for recurrent weight gain. And apparently this election cycle has a lot of people all nervous and people on the edge of their seats on both sides of the aisle. And just people are just eating all kinds of crap. They're eating all kinds of junk food. And there's a lot of unhealthy snacking going on. It's just a lot of nervous people. And people turn to, comfort or snack. People, when they're nervous, shove their face for whatever reason. There are a lot of people that they find comfort in eating and shoving their mouth with stuff. And apparently,
some people don't eat when they're stressed.
That's also a condition, but a lot of people are stress eating right now.
I don't want to know those people that don't eat under stress.
There are a lot of people that are really emotionally tied to this election cycle, and they're just. Speaking of the election cycle, as you know, we're 1 week away. So all of this, well, at least the election part, all of this is behind us in a week. Well, I take that back. Will we have a winner of the presidential race either late next Tuesday night or early on Wednesday morning? Or are we going to be? Are there going to be all kinds of counties in certain states that are going to take days to report?
Yeah, I saw over the weekend. I saw that like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and one other important state is not going to announce or declare a winner on Tuesday, even though they'll have everything counted, or they should have everything counted by the end of the day. I have a question that's kind of politically related.
Yep.
So I've seen, I think all of the local sheriffs come out against
Amendment 3.
Amendment 3.
Which is the legalization of recreational cannabis, marijuana.
And then I see this one sheriff out of like nowhere, Florida.
Right.
Like Bradford County, which I think it's near Alachua.
Yeah.
I've arrested more people for marijuana than anybody, and I'm for it. I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Now, a lot of the local big sheriffs like Grady Judd, Chad Chronister,
Yeah.
a lot of the big local sheriffs are against it.
And I've seen both of them come out and say, hey, this we do not support this. And then this Bradford County sheriff, who's a rough, tough, tumble lawman, he's like, spark it up.
Time to legalize it. I've seen the commercial.
Yeah.
No one's arrested more people for marijuana than me.
And
I'm Wilford Brimley, the sheriff of Bradford County, Florida. Where the hell is Bradford County?
All right, I'm looking it up right now. Stark.
It's in the pan. Oh no, it's Stark.
Yeah, between.
Oh, that's Bradford?
Yeah, between Duval County-ish area.
Oh, that's like Waldo area and, along 301, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the famous speed trap years ago.
Lawley and Stark.
Gotcha.
Now-
Lottie. Yep.
Lottie and Stark, and then Waldo's in another county. But
okay.
But I see this
I
sheriff.
stand corrected.
Yeah, well, it's in these counties. But yeah, it's just so I was out of place to see this lawman. I've arrested more people. And I'm like, really? More than the guy in Hillsborough County?
Listen, my concerns are that a very limited number of private businesses are going to have the monopoly on selling legalized dope. And that's why they're pouring so much money into it, because the windfall's potentially billions of dollars. So people would be voting for a very small amount of companies to make a ton of money by selling. And then also, I'm worried about the stone drivers. And I don't like smelling marijuana everywhere, and I'm worried about the stone drivers. I'm worried about drunk drivers as well, but at this point, we don't have a real effective way to detect stone drivers. Now, it's my understanding that there is a research and development company that's very close to coming up with a standardized system and a breathalyzer for marijuana. I understand it's close, and they absolutely need that because stone driving is drunk driving. It's absolutely just as bad in many cases if somebody is just ripped, if someone's all wowied out and they're just stoned beyond belief. I don't want them driving next to me at 75 miles an hour, or have my kids in the car while I'm driving. So.
On the topic of amendments, can I bring up one and give no basis on what I will or won't vote for on this amendment and just say I'm annoyed at YouTube?
If it's 4, I don't want to touch it.
No.
Okay, what is it?
No.
Okay.
Is it Amendment 4 or 4?
They advertise it on YouTube all the time on my children's shows.
Oh, really? On the kid shows?
Yes.
So on Amendment 4?
That's all I want to say about it is like my 7-year-old is asking me questions, and I'm like, why is this popping up on your family shows on YouTube?
No, she's absolutely right.
Because they expect that the mommies are watching with the kids.
Last night we were watching some guy build a Lego train. That was awesome, by the way.
Right.
And then
the marijuana spot comes on?
Marijuana into the Amendment 4 stuff.
Oh.
And we're like, and Hudson's like, huh. I'm like, all right.
My daughter asked me all these questions, and I don't know. I just say, honey, that's too much for your 7-year-old brain we're going to fast forward through this. But we can't fast forward through it because it's an ad.
I just hit the mute.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of it.
The Menendez brothers, if they're released, apparently there is a belief that if the Menendez brothers are granted clemency, if they're resentencing, and if it's time served, if the Menendez, we're talking about Kyle and Lyle and Eric Menendez, if they are released, it is believed that they could make millions of dollars selling their story. But I'm like, wait a minute. There's already this Netflix Monsters thing. So, I mean, how much, if they're released, how much more Menendez brothers do we need?
I've always thought you can't profit off of your crimes. Is that a law where you can't? You don't own your crimes.
I think there are some states where you can't profit. You know what? I know that there are some provisions for that, and I'm not educated enough to know all the details, like what states where I guess it's while you're incarcerated.
Is it? Okay, I don't know. But I
think in some states while you're actually in jail or in prison, but once you're out, I think you can probably do whatever the hell you want. So the Menendez brothers could sell their story when they're released, if they're released, and make millions of dollars.
Man, are these guys going to get a reality show and be like cult celebrities.
Guess what? You're probably going to have a daytime talk show, the Menendez brothers.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Menendez and Menendez.
Yeah. It's the Lyle and Eric show.
The Eminem show.
The Lyle and Eric show.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Lyle and Eric show.
You guys don't like Eminem show?
Sorry.
We don't like Eminem show. No.
Got a call yesterday. What time is it? 8:50? All right, quickly. Got a call from J.P. Morgan Chase.
How's he doing? It's not a person? It is a person.
Yeah, J.P. Morgan was absolutely.
And so is Chase.
And Chase, yeah.
Samuel Chase.
Yes, so you have J.P. Morgan, and of course, they're one company now, J.P. So why the hell am I getting a phone call from J.P. Morgan Chase when I don't have any business with J.P. Morgan Chase? I'm not a fan of the big banks.
That's the first thing I thought to myself. I was like, well, that's not MJ's bank, is it?
No, it's not, because I'm not a fan of the big banks. You know, the big. There's no reason you can find.
You don't like big banks, and you cannot lie.
Yeah, I don't like big banks. Yeah, so J.P. Morgan Chase calls me yesterday. I'm like, what the? Why are they calling me? What is this? Some kind of spoof scammer? All right, hold on. So what's the deal? Also, apples. And this came up because I have a favorite apple. There's one apple that I seek out. There's an apple that I love. And typically, I don't like buying apples that are past the season. Do you know that some of the apples you buy at the store, do you know how old some of the apples are? Seriously. You buy an apple at the supermarket. Do you know how old that apple could be? Dude, hold on to that thought. Hang on. I want to get to this after the break, because a lot of people have no idea. Some people are going to be astounded because there are these storage methods for apples and other produce, but I'm focusing on apple, that a lot of people have no idea. There are special ways they store apples. So think about that. An apple you buy at the store could be how old? When was that actually picked from the tree? All right, so hold on to that thought. I'm getting calls from a bank that I don't use. I got Apple anxiety. Hang on, all that. I got Hollywood dirt on the way. Oh, digital condoms. Do you know what a digital condom is?
Oh, you teased that earlier.
I did, and that's coming up next. A lot of stuff in the final hour of the MJ Morning Show, which starts next here on 104.7 FM, Q105. Stand by. Back door. All right, so
He's back there, but I have to get the camera back on in here.
Andrew's got to turn our camera on for MJ TV.
Only one person knows how to do that, Joe.
Yeah. All right. So 9:03 at the MJ Morning Show. A lot of food stuff. Sardo's Pizza. He's coming in with some pizza right now. And speaking of pizza, just rolling out a little public service tomorrow. I've worked with Colony Grill. Colony Grill Pizza.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Colony Grill as well. They're thin, ultra thin, crispy Stamford, Connecticut bar pie.
So it's thin, you say?
It is. And, of course, there's one at Midtown, and then there's one in downtown St. Pete, Colony Grill. They've been like Stamford, Connecticut for since the 1930s. Big local fave. And they have this pizza truck. And they can make the same type pizzas in their state-of-the-art pizza truck as they do at the restaurants, right? So, Chloe is working at the state attorney's office. Chloe, for the next year before she goes to law school, and again, she's got applications out. She's waiting to, see. She's got an ED out, so we'll see what happens. But Chloe is a legal assistant in one of the felony divisions, and I said, hey, how about we get the Colony Grill to feed the entire state attorney's office, and that's going to be tomorrow. And folks, don't try to show up and get free pizza out of the Colony Grill truck tomorrow at the state attorney's office in downtown Tampa.
That would be the only reason I would have to go downtown.
You got to flash your state attorney's badge or your ID in order to get it.
Get one off of Temu.
Not to mention, the Sheriff Chad Cronster might show up. Susie Lopez, the state attorney for the 13th district, will be there. So they've got 300 people down there, and I've arranged it. Hey Fester. So this was canceled twice because of the hurricanes. This was supposed to be just. The first date was scheduled, and it would have been right after Helene went through. And then the second date was canceled because of Milton.
Well, I'm glad it's finally happening.
Yeah, so it's finally happening tomorrow. So I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be helping to serve pizza to the state attorney's office for Hillsborough County, and that'll be tomorrow lunchtime. And it'll be downtown Tampa. But seriously,
you do you, pal.
I'm just mentioning it. But you, like our regular listeners, you can't just show up and get free pizza.
And why are you mentioning it?
Because I think it's a cool thing.
Okay.
That
could have mentioned it after the fact.
Because our assistant state attorneys and all the staff do a whole lot of heavy lifting and a lot of work keeping our county safe and prosecuting the bad guys.
That's right.
And my daughter works there now.
Okay.
And I thought it would be a nice thing, to have the Colony Grill pizza truck go down there and feed 300 people. So I'm looking forward to it. Hey, speaking of pizza, another one of our faves, our buddy Santo Sardo is in the house. Hey, dude, what's going on?
Wait a minute. Since you're going to go over there and help them, what about coming over and helping me too?
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's set up a deal. I'll tell you what. The Pinellas County Sheriff's Office is right across the street. Let's feed the whole operation one day.
Marie Foundation is right around the corner.
Yeah,
helping out everybody.
Yeah,
I want to see you make the pies though. I'll serve them. You make them.
I'll be happy to
put them in the back.
I'll be happy to attempt to make a pie.
I would love that.
Sardo, welcome. Hey,
Thank you.
A couple of things we got to deal with. This little segment got a lot of food crap in here. So. No, seriously.
Good food.
I want to talk about apples for a second, and this might shock people. My favorite apple, let me see if you guys have any recollection of the crap that I spew on this show.
Yeah.
I've got one apple variety that I really, really love. Now, if I'm in the mountains of Virginia during apple picking season, there's another variety that's fantastic. That would be the Stamen Winesap.
Oh, yes, the Winesap.
Big fan of the Stamen Winesap apple. But, on a more common distributed apple level, there's one. What are you laughing at over there, sir? What are you?
I am not saying nothing.
Oh, I thought
I didn't say nothing.
You're over there snickering. I see you.
I snickered. Winesap sounds like an insult.
All right, listen.
Hey, Winesap.
All right, so what apple do you know that I love?
Is that the pink lady?
Yes, it is.
Is
the
it
pink
the pink
lady.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Crips Pink or the Pink Lady. Because I love just a firm tart. It's tart with a little bit of sweet.
And you love Grease.
I love what?
Grease.
The Pink Ladies.
The Pink Ladies.
The T-Birds, the Pink Ladies.
Listen, I hate a mealy apple. I want a crisp, firm. I mean, delicious bite. And
I've never heard anybody describe food like him in my
Well,
life.
listen,
I can't spell the word bougie, but he just has that written all over.
When you go to your grocery
I've
store,
never. Look at the passion on
but
it.
there's so many different kinds of apples, and each one has
Well, how many
different-
does he fill up in one visit?
listen,
over the course of a life.
I gotta have a crisp cold. But the deal is that the Pink Lady or the Crips Pink, it's one of the last apples to be harvested. This is apple season right now. So it's late September,
This
October.
is an Apple podcast.
How does he even know this?
I know. The specificity
But I
is
don't get
out of control.
So,
but hold, this is important stuff.
Good.
This is all about the apple you buy in the supermarket. How old could that apple be? The point is.
So hold on. If this is apple season right now,
yes,
and I buy an apple in May, you're telling me it's 8 months old?
Yeah, exactly. You can buy apples in the store right now that are from last year. You could be buying apples right now, or apples in August, September, or even October. You could buy apples that were picked last year.
How many people are you ruining right now?
Well, okay. I've always heard this with onions. I heard onions get stored for a year.
Yeah, let me tell you right now.
A big vat.
Yeah. So, and my favorite variety is the last to get picked. So what I like to do is, buy a case of these apples when they're fresh, and I got to get a hold of a produce distributor and get the box that's that year stuff that's being picked right now.
And you buy a year's worth of apples?
Well, no. I'll buy a case, and you can refrigerate those, and they'll last easily in your own fridge. For
But did you just say you need a specific box also?
No. I like to
he
buy.
buys them by the case.
No. I thought I heard him say this box. Oh my God.
No, but seriously, the point I'm trying to make is that I went to a store recently, and they had some Pink Ladies, but I'm like, no, those
are last year's.
Those are last year's.
Huh.
So there was a bag of Pink Ladies, and this was at Walmart Produce, and they look good, but those Pink Ladies right now, I'm telling you, those are last year's freaking apples. And that happens with a lot of apple varieties, that the stuff can be 8, 9, 10 months up to a year old. So you buy apples. There are no freaking apples being picked in April, May, June, July, August. That stuff is from last fall.
It's a fall fruit.
And, a lot of it is cold storage. So they store these apples. They remove the oxygen. There's also a chemical that they treat apples with.
Does that little wax that they put on apples help preserve it longer?
They put wax on apples as well. But there's in some of these cold storage facilities, they use a gas. So in the cold storage, they suck the oxygen out, and then they put in this gas. And the gas is what the hell's the name of that stuff?
I know. I was just going to say, Sardo has a look on his face. He's either mesmerized or he's disgusted.
I'm going to text you every time before I go shopping. I don't know what the hell to do.
Listen, Sardo, sit back and learn something about
apple. It scares the hell out of me.
We'll make a new apple pizza.
I think one of the gases they use is methyl cyclopropene or something.
Okay. How do you spell it?
And METHI. So listen, the bottom line, the apple you're buying at the store could be a year old.
Okay.
Did you know, Sardo, did you know that?
No, I didn't. But the question is it any good? Is it any good a year old?
The pizza you're buying at Sardo's is not a year old.
No. No. God, my favorite thing is when somebody says, "Is this pie fresh?" No, I got it from yesterday. I just put it back in the window.
This is pie fresh, yeah.
But listen.
2 months ago.
Hey, and you know what? This is going to be great talk if someone's listening to our show on an Apple podcast, right?
Yeah.
You know what? We might actually move up in the rankings because Apple will think we're talking about
There's
them.
an Apple podcast?
It's
no, like Apple phone.
No,
Apple. Yeah.
Oh, no, Apple.
I thought there was a
Apple.
podcast about Apple.
Oh, guess what? I'm sure there is.
There is, but probably the Steve Jobs.
There is. I bet you there are 50 podcasts about
Well,
apples.
I need to give them your number.
Yeah, have him on as a guest.
Jesus.
Oh,
my God. Look at the passion of this guy.
I need to give him your number.
I just thought it was interesting that people.
How do you not want one right now
I
after
do
all
want,
that?
I want one right off the tree.
You've described it into our mouths.
I know. Hey, I love when you guys talk about your families. Can I tell you a family story that's going to get my eye poked out?
Yeah. All right, folks, this is Santo's Sardo's Pizza on Ulmerton out in Largo. Yes.
All right, but I hope I don't get in trouble. But
who are you going to get in trouble with?
Well, first, my wife that manages an eye center, Lisa, she's going to definitely take my eye out because she doesn't know the end of the story. All right. The story is I just want to ask, first of all, does any guys in here pee in the shower? Because
That's where we're going, Sardo?
Hold on. Because I took a survey in my store, and I was shocked to find out that 95% of guys and maybe 50% of women pee in showers.
Yeah, almost exclusively.
But I didn't know that. And I'm not saying that I'm like Mr. OCD or whatever, but I've never done it in my life.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
No,
Yeah, we
I've
believe
never
you.
done it. So during the hurricanes, both of my dogs been nervous and everything like that. They peed upstairs right as my wife's coming out of the shower,
Right.
and I'm going in. I said to her, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." She says, "Sardo, listen, I'll clean this up. Go take a shower." I go take a shower. I'm exhausted because prayers are for everybody. I'm exhausted because those 2 weeks were just stressful.
Right.
So I'm in the shower, 60 years old now, first time in my life. I said, you know what? I'm not getting back out. I peed in the shower. Now wait, hold on.
You like it?
This is the part where my eye's coming out, and Lisa doesn't know this. Well, now she knows it. I am peeing, and I hear her scream. She goes, she starts cursing. I just stepped in dog piss. I'm coming in there to clean my feet.
And now she walks in the shower
And
while
you-
you're in the shower.
Peeing.
there.
And but she's bringing in dog products.
But she's thinking she's cleaning her feet. She doesn't know that I peed. She went from dog piss to Sardo pizza piss.
Oh my gosh. I know more about your bathroom habits than I do about MJ's apples.
So,
now.
was the water running?
Yes, and that's what I don't understand.
It's all getting flushed out.
Yeah, but you guys got to teach, make me understand something.
Yeah.
You're peeing, the water's running, and isn't it running back up your foot?
No, it's going down the drain.
Is it going to make the bottom of your feet all like disgusting?
The water will clean you.
So you're telling me you pee every time you go in the shower?
Almost exclusively.
I will say,
But it's not climbing up your feet.
You pee away from you.
By the way,
But the drain is bringing it back.
By the way,
Open your legs, don't stand over the hole.
I'm enjoying a delicious slice of just cheese pizza.
During
Yep.
this talk.
Listen,
Hey, this is important for women.
Wait, do women do it too?
Well, here's the thing. It's bad for women to stand up and pee. So if
Why?
you are a
Why?
female shower peer, please squat. All right, Fester, continue. I'm
Wait,
sorry.
why? I need to know why.
Yeah.
What?
Please, why?
Because the angle of your bladder. So if you pee standing up, it doesn't completely get rid of all the pee in there. So it's women have to squat when they pee.
All right,
Do all of yous inside of here go to school for all these things and find out all the
All these
details?
random things.
I just know everything. This guy with the apples, I don't even know if I'm going to be okay the rest of today.
I could write not a textbook, but I could certainly write a
I
pamphlet
feel like
about peeing in the shower.
I've lost control of the show today.
I'm sorry.
So,
No,
it's all right.
he brings up a great point.
No.
So
What percentage of your audience thinks you think pee in a shower?
I mean, based on your survey, I'm guessing close to 90%.
I mean,
right?
you
Or
sound
But
50% of
everybody that
women?
I asked in the pizzeria, it was like no big ding.
it's not a big thing.
A ding.
To pee in the shower. You're making fun of me, man. The guy that talks about delicious apples is making fun of me, and there's not even one here for me to eat.
But it's not a big thing. It's
How
just
is
a
it
thing.
not a big thing?
It's not. It's just a thing.
But
It's
there's
not a big
piss
thing.
on your foot.
It's going down the drain.
But it's
can't
on
say
your
that.
foot.
But it's okay. Everything's on your foot.
But it's not going to make a big callus under your toe.
It's not acid.
Actually,
It's not?
here's the best news. If you got stung by a jellyfish on your foot, the pee will make it better.
I think that's a wives' tale.
Is it wives' tale?
I think that's a wives'
We'll
tale.
tell that to Sardo
Did
to
you ever
give
get
you
a little
comfort.
Did you ever get a little tinkle on your hand? Ever in the history of your life get a
All
little
right.
tinkle on your hand?
Fast.
See, I don't.
No, but go ahead. What?
Your hand doesn't rot off. You just
Yeah.
wash your hand and
All
you're
right,
fine.
move it along.
All right,
Move it
Forget
along.
about it, all right? Forget it, all right? I don't pee in the shower.
Why
I'm
don't you
sorry.
install a urinal in your bedroom?
I just got myself a bidet for the first time in my life.
Well, let's
For
talk
you.
all about
I
that.
haven't gotten off for 10 minutes. Anyway, thank you.
All right,
I'll
so
shut up now.
I get a call from J.P. Morgan Chase yesterday. My phone rings. This is like 6 o'clock last night, and my phone rings, and it says J.P. Morgan Chase.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't have any business with J.P. Morgan Chase. I don't have a Chase bank account. And I'm like, why the heck? Plus, it's after banking hours. It's 6 o'clock at night. So I figured initially that it was just a scam call. That it was, someone spoofing and making it say J.P. Morgan, and they're just playing the numbers game. They're calling tens of thousands of numbers, and they're hoping that they call somebody with a Chase account, and then they get information out of them, and so and so. So I call the number back. I call the number back, and I'm like, well, am I going to get some like dude in India or what the heck's the the deal going on here? So it's 888-844-7979
All right.
is the number that pops up, and it says J.P. Morgan Chase. I'm like, what the heck is this? So I thought it was going to be some spoofing scam call.
We're sorry.
Did I?
Your call cannot be completed
888.
as dialed. If you feel that you have reached this recording...
No, I dialed it right. Hang on a minute. I tried it earlier, and it actually worked. Let's see. 1-888-844-7979. I think that was it. Hold on a minute. Let me just double-check my phone. But the point I'm trying to make...
This call will be monitored
here we
and
go.
recorded, and your voice may be used for verification.
Oh, really?
Welcome to J.P. Morgan
Yeah,
Chase.
all right.
Para español, oprima el asterisco.
Yep. What
For
else?
general questions
Yeah.
about your account, you can reach us by calling the toll-free number on your statement or on the back of your card. If you would like to be placed on our do not call list to stop receiving telemarketing calls.
There it is. I just hung up. Telemarketing calls. So here I think it's some scam artist trying to spoof JP Morgan and just play the odds that the people they're calling are JP Morgan or Chase Bank customers, and they're going to suck all kinds of information. No, that's a marketing call. What the hell are they calling? What are they trying to market to me? Why is JP Morgan Chase having some marketing 800 number call me and bug me at 6 o'clock on a Monday night?
I mean, you could use the new JP Morgan Carnival Cruise Line card.
No, there's no JP Morgan Carnival. It's
I
a
don't
Carnival.
know.
What?
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
I think
get
they're
new
looking for Apple knowledge.
Yeah, new reward points.
And then the other story. So there's a reason why I'm mentioning that, because there's a little segue. Do you remember the story we had maybe a month ago, where there was that loophole? There was that the problem at the ATMs where you could deposit a check, even a phony check, and the money was instantly available as a usable balance. Remember that?
Yes.
We did this story a month ago, maybe, and there was some racket people discovered that you could deposit a check. You could find grandma's old checkbook from 1987, and grandma's long gone, and then write yourself a check for $25,000, put it into the ATM as a deposit, and there was a glitch in the Chase Bank system like a month ago where once you made the deposit, that money was instantly available in your account. Then people were sucking the money out or even going in and taking money out because you have a limitation at an ATM, obviously. Well, guess what? There's an update. JP Morgan Chase, they said, hey, folks, this is illegal. You can't do this. We're coming after you. And you had like thousands of people that were pulling the scam. Did they not think that there wasn't going to be like a reconciliation?
Nah, you roll the dice on that one.
All right, so here's the deal. JP Morgan Chase, they're starting to sue customers that rip them off, knowingly taking money out of the bank, knowing that they put checks and deposits in that weren't legit. So JP Morgan Chase has started a whole slew of lawsuits yesterday against customers that the company accused of exploiting that technical glitch that went viral with videos and TikToks and Reels on Instagram about a little over a month ago. So I guess it was back in late August it was late August. So a little over a month ago, the customers were able to deposit big checks into the ATMs and then withdraw the funds immediately. I mean, that is theft. You know that you're not depositing legitimate money. And people, there were videos and pictures of people lined up.
Look at this photo. It
Yeah.
wraps around the JP Morgan Chase building like it's Christmas Day.
It's just Chase.
It's the Chase branch.
Just Chase, but it's the company's JP Morgan Chase, but the banks are just Chase.
But it's wrapped around like it's Black Friday.
Yeah, they're wrapped around, and people are waiting to pull this scam off. Well, now, guess what? The chickens are coming home to roost because Chase is now suing customers. Yeah, the largest lender, largest bank in the country. They filed complaints in Houston, Miami, 2 in Los Angeles, accusing individuals and 2 businesses of illegally holding on to more than $661,000. In the largest case, JP Morgan Chase said a Houston man still owes them $290,939.47 after withdrawing over 2 days most of a $335,000 check that a masked man deposited in his account on August 29th. So what? Person went in like with a mask on so they couldn't identify him on security, and put it into the ATM. That money became available, and that kind of money, you would have to go into the bank or initiate a wire transfer to get the money out. Because listen, the ATMs are what, $500-600, sometimes $1,000, a daily limit. So that's a really serious fraud where you try to take all that money out or move it to another bank thinking, oh, man, I'm a winner, winner, chicken dinner. I'm home scot-free. No. This, it's like when the bank accidentally deposits money into an account and what should I do? All right, I'm going to let it sit. I'll let it cool down for a couple of days. Then I'm going to withdraw the money. They're going to catch you.
Listen, you give me 300 GER and I'll take my chances.
So Chase is now suing the customers that pulled the scam. I wonder if anyone did that locally.
See,
I have no idea if I'm going to get calls on this, but did you try to pull the Chase Bank scam back in late August, or do you know anybody that tried to pull the Chase scam? Anybody listening? Yes or no? Do you know anyone that did it, or did you do it? Try to rip off Chase by depositing the fake high number check with the balance instantly available with that ATM glitch. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. And keep in mind that Chase is going after the people that stole the money civilly in civil court, but there still could be criminal charges against the individuals that knowingly defrauded the bank. All right, hold on to that thought.
Are they going after everybody? Like if I got like 15 large, are they coming after me?
Yes, they are. They'll probably come after you if you took $500.
Why don't they go after some of the chooches that handed over the money to some guy in a mask? I mean, their own employees. No, he said they walked in.
Or it's probably the guy just wearing a mask.
But you understand, I mean, they have to take some responsibility for what this is their glitch.
All right, listen, I got to take a break here. I'm up against the clock. All right, so quick break. Yeah, a chooch. All right, so here's the deal. If you tried to rip off Chase, or if you know somebody that did with the ATM glitch, give us a buzz because they're coming after you. 800-990-1047. And if you want to stay anonymous, that's fine. 800-990-1047 gets you on. All right, see if we get any calls. I doubt it. But we have the final segment of the MJ Morning Show next. And we're going to use the break now to shove our face with Super Sardo's Pizza.
Yum.
So, all right, let me tell you about weather-tight windows. Weather-tight... 9:33 at the MJ Morning Show. MJ, Fester, Roxanne, Andrew in the booth. So, Andrew, the call on line 4, it's someone that got the J.P. Morgan phone call like I got, or is it somebody who tried to rip them off back in? Oh, they got the call. All right, hang on a minute.
Yeah, what happened was they go by a block of numbers.
Yeah, I'm looking for also people that tried to rip off Chase Bank with the ATM scam from back in August, where you deposited a phony high-value check, and then your balance was instantly available just by making the deposit before the check actually cleared. Hold on. Who? Serena? Hey, Serena in Lakeland. Hey, Serena, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Okay, well, I got the same call you did with Chase Bank, and I have never had Chase Bank.
All right, so wait a minute. Serena, you got a call, and on your display on your cell phone, it said J.P. Morgan?
Yes.
Okay, so mine, if I look at my call history from last night, it comes across as, it says J.P. Morgan. Let me get the time of this thing. Yeah, J.P. Morgan Chase. So you got the same thing?
Yes.
Do you remember? Do you remember if the phone? Do you remember if the phone number was 888-844-7970?
No, because I was like, I have never had a Chase, but they're calling me, accusing me.
Yes. Well, hold on a minute. Well, I'm trying to get to all this. So I've never had a Chase account either, and I do not bank with. You know what? I might have had a Chase account in 1991 when I was.
I probably had one in 89.
All right. So you get a call, and they say, so you pick up, and what did they say to you? What did they say to you? Sorry, I'm belching.
That, we're calling about your account. You have overdrawn all this money.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even have an account.
All right, so they're phishing. So that was not the bank. I think I might have gotten a call from the actual bank, and they're trying to telemarket something to me. All right, so what did they ask you for? So they tell you you're overdrawn. What information did they ask you for?
They asked me for my account number.
Yeah.
They asked me for my. Sorry, I'm in the car.
What are you spinning the wheel on The Price is Right? What the hell is that?
It did sound weird.
Well, okay, I'm trying.
All right.
They asked me for my account number, and I said, I do not have an account with you. I have it since 1989 or
All right. So did they ask for like your social security number?
And they said, yep, they asked for my social security.
Right.
And then they asked me, how am I going to pay this back?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Were there any accents involved? Did it sound like it was coming from a foreign country?
No, because if it was an Indian guy, I would have hung up automatically.
All right, so you did not give them any information, right?
Right.
All right, well, that's a good thing to do. Don't give them anything.
Yeah, because it was like, 1989, I was overdrawn.
That's a phishing deal. They're calling tens of thousands of numbers, and they're going to find the few people that bite. And if they can rip off people for a couple of grand a day, then that's their deal. Thank you, Serena. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. All right. Hey, we found out also that Super Sardo's roof was ripped off was it Milton, right? Hold on. I'll get to that story in a minute. And he's just telling us the insurance hassles. Listen, some people are having good luck with their insurance companies. And listen, our loss of our BMW X5, USAA could not have been better. I mean, USAA has just been tremendous, has been fantastic. But I'm hearing all kinds of horror stories, not as much on cars as I am on the homes. And you've got a lot of insurance companies looking for every loophole as to whether it was wind damage, whether it was surge or flood, or I mean, there's all kinds of little language traps and all kinds of little pitfalls. So a lot of folks are having some issues right now, which is really terrible.
Yeah, it is.
All right, Fester, is there anything that you needed to squeeze on the show today before we run out of time?
Yeah, the only thing I'm squeezing today is my pants. So
yeah, after that Sardo's pizza.
I'm a no. I think we got a lot of stuff in today, man. Great show today.
No, we did.
We still have time.
I still have a lot to do. Are you aware of digital condoms?
I started to cheat and look this up, and then I was like, nope, I'm going to be surprised. But first thing that comes to mind is maybe some sort of cover for your phone so that it doesn't get germs on it. Or is that it?
Is it like a filter on your computer to where you can't access certain information?
Yeah, protecting from viruses maybe on your computer.
Or maybe,
like a real condom protects from
sex sites or something?
Right.
So, Fester, what is your guess?
My guess is something you put on your computer to protect from, or to like a computer filter to keep you from going to sex sites.
No, that is incorrect. Roxanne, I think you were closer. A digital condom is...
Viruses protect you from viruses.
No, I thought you said something else first. I thought
What did I say first?
I thought you said something you put on your phone.
Yeah. Something you put on your phone to cover it from germs.
Well, that's going to be the closest,
Okay.
but not exactly it. Fester, you're far off. No, a digital condom is essentially like a latex. They're calling it a camdom. Does that give you any better clue?
Oh, something to do with the camera.
Something you can put over somebody's phone to make sure during personal and intimate moments they're not secretly recording you.
What?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, that sounds like a real trusting relationship. Yeah, let's do it, honey. But before we do, you mind if I cover your phone with a condom?
A camdom, as in camera, a camdom, camera and condom. A camdom is essentially a digital condom, and it blocks anyone from taking pictures or videoing or recording audio without your consent.
Wait, how about just put your phones away? Whose phone is aimed, one hand on the butt and one hand in the air with your cell phone? Who does that?
The company is Billy Boy, which is a German condom company, and this is their latest advertisement. All you need to do is open it before you're having relations to protect your digital intimacy, and you roll the prophylactic device over the top of your phone so you can't get pictures and video, and someone can't surreptitiously record without your knowledge.
Well, sounds like it gets the job done.
Put the phones away.
Yeah, put the phones away when you're, intimate moments.
No, hold on. Oh, sorry, Rox. I got a text. Who's blowing me up now?
Thought it was interesting. A camdom A condom for your phone. Lock your camera, unlock your pleasure.
You're getting something while your phone's blowing up.
That's what the deal is. All right. Guess which celebrity is saying, not so fast. I am not a billionaire.
Diddy.
I don't think they ever said it. I think they estimated Diddy's net worth at, I think, like 300 or 350. It's still a lot of money. It's a third of $1 billion. $350 million is certainly a nice chunk of change, but no, not Diddy. Which celebrity is now backing off? And because there's been a lot of buzz and chatter about this, that this particular celebrity is a billionaire, and this celebrity is saying, whoa, not so fast. I think I know my finances, and I am not a billionaire.
Oh, the guy with the phones.
The guy with the phones.
The guy who does the Mint commercials. Ryan
Gosling?
No.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, thank you, Sardo. Let me turn your mic on.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Sardo's got that.
Oh, what do you mean? My mic has been off this whole time?
I just turned it on. I'm sorry.
Nice guy. Next time you want pizza.
No, come on. It's a singer.
I was going to guess one of the Kardashians, but that takes my guess out. A singer who's not a billionaire.
Yeah, so
Garth Brooks.
A lot of stories recently. Now, there have been some other Garth Brooks stories.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the news for a couple of things.
Yeah, a couple of things. No, so singer, let me give you a hint. Well, yeah.
Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah, and what song was I getting ready to do?
I don't know, but I know.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
He's very appropriate.
Santo Sardo is coming to town. Santo Sardo's bringing pizza to us.
All my life I've been made fun of like that, and he's doing it again. Santa Claus.
He thought he was paying a compliment
I'm kidding.
All right, so, no, seriously, Bruce Springsteen is saying, whoa. All this chatter that I'm a billionaire is incorrect. He's rejecting these reports.
Yeah.
What did he sell his catalog for?
Bruce Springsteen, well, he did. He sold. But here's the deal. Springsteen, he's 75 years old now. He says, no, it's incorrect. He's saying that the July Forbes report estimating him to be worth $1.1 billion, he's saying is wrong.
Okay, thanks, Bruce.
Yeah.
So what? You're only like an $800 million heir.
Well, didn't we just hear a story about him giving his employees a lot of money?
Well,
and he's like, I pay my employees so well. So maybe they heard the story and then they heard that he's a billionaire. They're like, hey, you're not paying us that well for being a damn billionaire.
Well, Springsteen said, and that was another story we did recently, that the reason why his band has been successful, the reason why he's able to keep people, is that he says that the band is paid very, very well. But you asked about Springsteen's music catalog. Springsteen sold his music catalog to Sony Music back in 2021 for $500 million. Well, listen, you lop the taxes off of that. Clearly, it's not getting you to $1 billion, all right? Even at the gross amount, you're still half away. But obviously, he's had a ton of money. But if you were to say, what he cleared on that deal and then whatever he has amassed, I can see where he's not at $1 billion. I can see where he might have a net worth of maybe $400, $500, $600 million, which is, listen, nothing to sneeze at.
I don't know how he's going to make it.
No, how is he going to make it?
Tough times here in the streets of New Jersey.
In Asbury Park. Yeah, having a tough time. Yeah. So he says no.
No.
His world tour brought in $380 million in 2023.
Who's counting?
Yeah, but he is pushing back, and he's saying that the Forbes report of him being a billionaire is categorically false. And I can see where he's telling the truth. I can see where he's very comfortable. Maybe he's worth $500, $600 million or $700. But I think I would agree with him that he's not a billionaire.
I don't know how I'm going to get by.
All right, let me prioritize in the final minutes of the show here. I guess I'll do that. You know what? I'm gonna do all this stuff tomorrow. I got a great pile for tomorrow. But Sardo, and this is something that a lot of people can relate with. So Santo Sardo's Pizza up on Ulmerton and Largo. You had roof damage at the restaurant because of Milton, right?
Yes.
So with Helene, you don't have any flooding. You're way inland and you were high up enough. You didn't have any flooding with Helene, right?
Minimal. I had some, yes.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
What?
I did. But I just, who can explain it?
Well, flooding your house or flooding at the
store?
At the store.
It's weird.
Yeah,
I understand. There's been situations I saw where one house right next to each other, one's got so much damage, one not. But it's just been.
So it was Milton, and obviously the hurricane winds. Even though it hit Siesta Key down in Sarasota, we had the North Eye Wall. We had a crap load of rain. We had Clearwater Beach. I think they had 102 miles an hour or something.
Yeah, somebody's got to soon address all these billboard signs, because all the billboard signs on Almerton Road, all the metal poles, there was about 11 of them through my roof.
Are you serious?
Those are 8-foot.
Hold on,
metal
you
poles.
hold on. You had billboard metal poles from the frame of the billboards,
from the frame of the
like
billboard.
from Out Front and Clear Channel.
Yes,
through your roof.
Through the roof.
That sounds like an insurance claim against them.
Seriously, like he said before, he's so right. There's the verbiage, the language, the this, the that. I watched a little family cry because they said flood instead of water intrusion. It's just not right.
Yeah.
Legalized extortion. That's all this is.
Well, listen, the insurance business, it can be a racket, and
it's unbelievable.
So you had metal billboard frames thrown through your roof.
Yes.
And so I would imagine you're blue tarp right now.
I'm all blue tarp. Yeah.
Wow, the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And then what's going on with the insurance company? What are they telling you? Well, can I say that off the air, Sardo says when he sees Jake from State Farm, he's going to strangle him.
Yeah, I am.
Jake.
So I guess State Farm is your company?
I don't know nothing. I'm sorry.
So, but you're having?
I'm having a lot of problems.
Yeah,
I'm having a lot of problems.
So, what is your coverage? Do you have hurricane coverage?
Well, that's what I'm working on. The language. I obviously don't
the
speak
high
English
the high
right
deductible
way.
on the hurricane.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have a with wind. You don't have an X wind policy. You have a with wind policy.
Listen.
Wow.
It's now you're making me mumble for the first time, because now it just gets to me when I see the amount of families that are in trouble right now.
No, I get it.
Because of language or verbiage in these insurance policies. It's crazy. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
Well, have you been in touch with your agent?
I've been trying to get in touch with Jake.
Jake.
He might be the wrong person to contact.
No, I just want Jake, because Jake's the one that's out there, making sure everybody goes there.
Jake's the face of State Farm.
He doesn't write checks.
Yeah.
He gets checks.
I just need satisfaction,
He's an
not
actor.
money right now.
You know that he's an actor.
I don't care. I want to know if he pees in the shower.
Jake from State Farm. Jake, call Sardo. Jake from State Farm. Call. What's the number over at Sardo's Pizza?
727-581-9200.
All right, Jake.
And you ask for the big chooch.
Yeah, Jake from State Farm. You call Super Sardo and get his roof situation straightened. But you're open for business. Everything is normal.
Thank you, God. Yes, I am.
Right. Fantastic. We got to roll. Folks, we'll see you back here tomorrow for the Wednesday edition.
A little ditty tomorrow?
Say it again?
A little ditty
A lot
update
of ditty
tomorrow?
information's broken in the last day or so.
Yeah, so one of the big ditty headlines before we go is...
all the requirements if you were to go to his party.
Yeah.
Certain things you had to do and be certain weight. He had a scale by the door.
Yeah, there was a...
He couldn't have any cellulite.
Yeah, this was a New York... You're talking about the New York Post story?
Had to have long hair, stilettos.
This New York Post story hit... What is the time on this thing? The New York Post, because I printed it out, we just didn't get to it. Yeah, the New York Post story hit just before 7 o'clock this morning, that at some of the ditty, freak-off parties, that you had to get on a scale and do a weigh-in before you were allowed in.
Yep.
Wow. All right, so that's one of the new late. Every day there's some, and every day there are people filing new lawsuits against P. Diddy as well. All right, so we'll have a Diddy pile for tomorrow with all the latest. We'll go more into depth on this. 9:49 at the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. Folks, have a fantastic day. We'll see you back here tomorrow, and let's be careful out there.
Hear the latest MJ Morning Show podcast on the